Hey, yo. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. Another Friday night episode of the All Pro JAFFOs, bringing you the highly elevated sports talk for the highly elevated sports fan. I'm your host, JP.
Hey, yo.
With me, as always, the greatest DJ on the whole motherfucking planet. If you don't know, now you know. Mr. DJ Matt Sticks.
Nobody tells DJ Request what to play.
What's up, peeps?
Joining us in a minute because he is a busy man getting a lot of editorial stuff done, not just for this show, but for everything else with the River City Tigers and stuff like that. The 610 Beast from the Southeast, Mr. Country K.
I'm scared of you motherfuckers.
That was one of the best stand-ups I ever saw.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. I was watching that going, good Lord, this man's a genius.
Funny as hell, yeah. I'm scared of you motherfuckers. Shucky ducky quack quack. That was a good old days.
I'm big boned. I'm blessed. If I let this shit out, the whole room go dark. Kick it. Y'all don't understand. I ain't scared. That classic, man. Fucking classic. Well, everybody, again, appreciate y'all for hanging out with us on this show this evening. We got a lot to talk about today. Got some announcements and stuff to make at the end of the show, so stay tuned all the way through. We got action-packed stuff. We got Mizzle and Dub joining us in the second hour to talk all things with the NFL, including predictions.
I got a prediction.
And enjoy the ride. First thing that we got to do on the list, we got to talk our friends over in the A7FL because it is right now getting into playoff mode for the fall brawl, and a lot of shit has been talked between everyone from the 3-on-1 and then everybody from the other side of the ball and all the players and stuff like that in between. And for me, this is just me personally, being in the middle of it all and watching it all unfold is just pure comedy, pure gold. I love it. Every bit of it is entertaining as shit. And like they've said on the other side of the ball, as much shit as we talk, we all understand it's competitive banter. We all understand, the shit talking and stuff. Nobody really we're not really trying to intend to hurt anybody's feelings or get all crazy or stuff like that. But if you've ever played the game of football, if you ever played sports for that matter, it comes with the territory. It all comes with the territory. So now seeing everything that's been going on with the friendly banter back and forth, who's better, the East or the West, the Insomniacs holding their, heads up high, holding that championship trophy going, hey, hey, and they've said it plenty of times, and Derek said it himself, the 7 words for the A7 in the West: shut the fuck up and beat us.
Man, if they didn't already know, the West Coast is the best coast anyway, so even regardless of football, if you don't know, it's the West side.
That's taking aside. Oh, shit. We're supposed to be biased in this situation. but we got everybody, in the West, and again, I understand where everybody's coming from. I understand the talk. Again, when you're the champs, you can say the shit that they've been saying. Some of and I'm not gonna lie, because I've been watching both, especially since the recap last Sunday. After that recap, it was only supposed to be an hour show. We went for 3 fucking hours. And the reason was Corey Hammond was on the show. Now, and that means you're going to go on for a long period of time. But not just that. You had, Coach JB. You had, pretty much everybody from the Insomniacs. coming in to talk to Corey and debate and well, I mean, really just go at it with each other. And it was fun to watch. And then after that, Corey he went on the 3-on-1, started talking his shit. And once again, just everything is kind of going on Corey. And but where I come in the middle and just go like, you know what? It's fun to talk about. And again, the champs can really say it until the championship game because there is no interconference play, at least right now. The East is not coming to the West. The West is not coming to the East. If they ever play each other, it is going to be in the championship game. So, and that's the only time you can really start to make those arguments until we really get into the interconference play, according to Matt Ryan, 2-3 years down the line. You got to make logistics. It's got to make sense. And understood because you don't want to fuck it up. Especially with as big as the league is growing. We talked about it on Tuesday with Big Rob.
It looked like I ain't got no arms. It looked like I ain't got no arms.
I was about to say, I was like, are you putting them behind you? Like, what?
No, I think just the way to do it. I was like, sit here like I ain't got no arms.
I'm sitting there looking at you like he's just grin on his face. I don't see my arms. But with all that has been going on, and it's again that everything is kind of hearsay at this point. The argument is always going to be an argument until they actually, throw down and play each other a couple of times during the season. And, to be fair to the West, I mean, y'all can say that you're still better than the East can say that they're better than the West. And that's fine. But until you beat them, it's just talk right now. Right now, the West is 1-0. Okay? We understand the circumstances, and that's why I kind of side with the East here. In certain ways. The West needs to understand, and again, it's not their problem, and it's fine. But I think if Florida would have housed the full team, and certain things that happened during the game did not happen, we would be talking about Florida being the champions. Now, people can get mad at that all they want to, and they have. But the truth is the truth. It is what it is. Now, that's not taking anything away because, again, that's not their problem. It's not their fault that they didn't house, enough players. I get it. I'd want to take advantage of that too. I would want a game plan the exact same way. They don't have enough people. They got a bunch of guys going Iron Man mode. All right. We saw during the flag tournament before that, though, what really could have happened. So it's one of those things of I'm understanding both sides, but I'm also understanding the conflict between some of what each one of them are saying. Now, when I talked to Big Rob, we talked to him. Message, you heard him. That man backed up everything that he said. He had receipts for it all. Mm-hmm. Is that the cars going behind you?
Probably, yeah.
But he's got receipts for everything. He talks, he has the information. It was pretty crazy that Coach JB's like he said they don't watch film. They don't know how to watch film. Judging by what Big Rob sent me right after those words were said, with all due respect, Coach, you're dead wrong on this one. You're dead wrong on this one. Okay. Now, again, We can get mad about it all we want to, but the truth is the truth. What did Cat Williams say in 2022 or the 2024? The year of the truth. All lies will be exposed.
Mm-hmm. Standing on business.
Yeah. It is that time. So like I love the banter between all of them. I really do. It's great content. I love being a part of it. I love kind of being in the middle of it, just looking back and forth, going like, it's like a boxing match and a tennis match at the same time, just volleying back and forth. It's just haymaker after haymaker, great point after great point, and then some sprinkled in with a little bit of dumb. It happens. But we're very close to March 24th. We're in week 5 of the Fall Brawl now, which we're bringing up right here. We've got the Outlaws taking on the Hunters. We got the Sick With It taking on the OTT, and the Insomniacs taking on the Alliance. Obviously, the Insomniacs have locked up their chances of getting into the playoffs. So they're good to go. They can, if they want to rest players, if they don't want to rest players, however it is that they want to handle it, the Insomniacs are good to go.
Hey, who that team down there is 0-4?
The Hunters?
No.
Yeah, they're looking to play spoiler.
They should be just playing for a win at this point.
They're playing for a win, but I don't think there's anything that the Hunters can do to get in. They would have to not only beat the Outlaws, but they would have to. Actually, no, it does not matter. The Hunters are fucked. They're out. And the Alienators have a chance. And it's between the Alliance and the Alienators. So the Insomniacs, let's say that they destroy the Alien, or they destroy the Alliance. The Alienators can sneak in because they got the bye week. They don't have to worry about anything. So if the Alliance, because you look at the point differential right here, the Alliance has the point differential of plus 28. Alienators are not that far behind them. So if the Insomniacs go and beat them by, 20-something, 30-something points, that changes immediately and the Alienators are in. So the Alliance are basically in control of their own destiny. They don't necessarily have to win, but they definitely can't lose by a lot. They have to keep the point differential where it's at. The Outlaws taking on the Hunters. This is kind of an easy one for them. It looks like they're about to lock up that number 3 spot. And the OTT can, fuck with the seedings a little bit and knock the Sick With It down, who are at 2 right now. Outlaws take the win and Sick With It takes another loss. Outlaws are at number 2. And then Sick With It could possibly drop down to 4, or depending on how things go, get dropped out altogether. So this is a must-win situation for them. They've already had the bye week. So this is for all the marbles to get into the playoffs. Top 4 teams make it. And right now you got the Insomniacs, the Sick With It, the Outlaws, and the Alliance, with the Alienators again kind of in control, or in the driver's seat right now, playing with house money, so to speak. It coming from Vegas. It's the Fall Brawl has been fun. The Fall Brawl has been fun. We've been trying to, again, we talked with Big Rob about it on Tuesday, talking about how, the Fall Brawl kind of originating still out there in the East. But now it's at a point where, and we saw it from him, there are certain things by certain people that are preventing that from happening. I don't know who it is. I'm just saying the conversation that we had. If you want to go back and check it out, go back and check it out. Prenator Bros Productions on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, let you know when we go live so you don't miss any of this information when it comes up. And you don't say we're talking. Oh no, we're making shit up. No, no, no. We talked about it. We talked about it. So now, from what you've seen and the highlights and everything that you've seen, Matt Sticks, and obviously being at the championship game, that was your first real kind of like experience with the A7FL. Now that they're with, they're partnered with the Arena League. They're getting bigger. They're in their 10th season. Everything that you've seen so far, what do you think about what's going on right now?
I think it's going to be some exciting football. I think we, still haven't seen what's the best that's going to come yet. With all the partnerships and so that you get different players that's going to be entering in and out. So it'll be interesting to see how it all, once it unfolds and over the next couple of years, like when it really gets going, the sponsorships and them traveling intercom, the two conferences playing, on a regular basis or whatever. It'll be pretty interesting.
That's going to be so crazy to be able to kind of sit back and see it all happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like as it was going on and kind of being a part of it, getting to know a lot of the people that have been involved with it. It's like, and again, this is something that's been so exciting. It made you want to come out of retirement. It's like, it's got to be something special.
I'll be 50
there's definitely something
there. Hey, I'll get out there and at least try out.
Nope.
Push somebody to fuck around. I'll get me a starting spot.
It's inevitable. I think that it's going to come out here to Northern California. It's 100% inevitable. It'll probably hit Reno first, and then it'll get down here to the Northern California side, Sacramento, Stockton. I think Stockton does need a team. I think Sacramento could probably have what? How many, like 3-4 teams? Sac's big enough for that.
Yeah, they could probably get like 3-4 teams in Sac. Yeah.
I mean, shit, if Vegas can do it, we can at least get 4 through Sac.
Yeah.
West, north, and
yeah,
west.
People trying to come out of retirement for that shit. A lot of people, like, hey, this is pretty cool. Get out
North,
there.
South, East, and Western Sacramento, each having a team.
Mm-hmm.
You get a team up in like was it Natomas and Rio Linda and all that up there?
Yeah.
You have the West, which is all where Grant and River City, all that kind of stuff out there. The South, which is all like Oak Grove and Southern Sac and stuff right there.
I just feel like that would just be a whole lot of fights though in Sacramento.
Huh?
I just feel like it would be a whole lot of fights in Sacramento. These fools, the different, they always just dumb shit, man. Just go play the sport. Y'all be beefing over places y'all don't even pay taxes at. Y'all claiming streets, claiming streets and colors of the rainbow that you ain't even made. Man, if y'all don't sit down somewhere. That's why I just feel like it would have to just be some like, I don't know, Sac would be cool, but I just feel like it's a bunch of undisciplined ass people out here that would go out there and just like fuck up the game.
But that's where you have to, basically set the standard and the and precedent beforehand, letting them know like we're not tolerating any of that shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like that shit is zero fucking tolerance. If you honestly think that you're about to come in this league and be able to do whatever the fuck you want to do, you are fucking mistaken. You are gone before you can fucking blink, bro. Like it's not even a debate. Yeah. We're not fining you. We're not suspending you. Your ass is fucking gone.
No.
Well, like you need to understand what this league is trying to build, and if you're going to be a part of it, you need to take it as seriously as the people who fucking came before you.
Mm-hmm.
Like in all honesty, those guys were Big Rob, Corey, guys who have been in the league for this long since Town Beep, all that other kind of stuff. Like all these players who have put their body on the line to get this league where it's at, and you're gonna come in here and fucking disrespect it. Fuck you. You're gone before you could even get started. You put that precedent out there, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
I hope. I hope we'll be okay. Because I'm not like even
I've
that
been in
stuff,
Sacramento since I
I
was
still
13.
know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, having I just think bringing it out here would bring a lot of positivity to the community because we've seen what it's done. When we got to the championship game, you know, the whole community, like all the kids and stuff like the community came out to watch the game. They, you know, promoted it pretty fucking well. They did a damn good job about promotion because it was pretty much a packed house in that stadium.
Yeah. You know, that shit was fun. I had a good old time, especially being down there, just being able to film it and just, you know, being down there is a different perspective. It's like, hey, I'm down here on the field, getting to record everything and live in action, getting cut up by cleats.
You know, it's a different like the athleticism that goes into like guys. We've been, you know, for everyone who's been watching it, like we're we wouldn't be talking about it if we didn't care about it. If we didn't give an absolute shit about what was going on in the A7FL, we would not be where we are with them and everything right now. It just wouldn't be the case. It has to be something for us to be able to push it this much, to be able to want to be a part of it as much as we've been trying to incorporate and get ourselves acclimated with everything going on. Like in a way, and I'm not saying this like we're part of the history in a way that we got to witness something that catapulted into something bigger. Like we were a part of, like we weren't the ones running it, like at all. We were just, you know, glad that they invited us. They took us along, you know, they took us in, you know, and allowed us to do what we did. You know, so like for them, I am forever grateful. So now we'd be able to get to see this as it grows and be a part of it. That's just gonna be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And now you got free agency moves that Mad Six, do me a quick favor because I can't access it through my phone right now because I'm using it.
Oh, you need the moves.
The Facebook Messenger, the one that I sent you of the A7 moves that have gone on in the East.
All right. In the East for the BIC, you got Sair Hancock, Bone Harris, Bagway, Deontay Henderson, and Pac Money. That's all going to the BIC. And then for the U, you got Jason Cizone, and you got Huff. And then for Buzz, you got
Isaac Negron is also back in the U.
okay. And then for Buzz, you got John Gauss Jr.
To the Watchmen?
To the Buzz.
Oh, to the Buzz. Okay.
Yeah.
See, like all that, like I think what people need to understand, especially the BIC, look, because we got to be the middleman in this, because each one of them is going to have their side. We got to take the middle of this somehow, some way. Okay, so look at it this way.
West Side, West Side.
The word that keeps getting thrown around, and I think it's in some ways deserved, in some ways it's not. But the word that's getting thrown around is super team. Okay. Understand this. And here's so okay. Let me while I get my thought on how I want to say this correctly. Mad Sticks, when you think of a super team,
Oh, I'm
Do
glad
you
you
think
asked.
of huh?
I was like, I'm glad you asked, and I'm like, I got some input on Super Team.
I was like, so so thoughts on super teams? Like, what do you think about the
to
whole
me,
the
I
whole thing?
mean, to me, super teams don't mean shit because you can still lose to a super team. We didn't see it in the NBA before. People put all these teams together and still don't win shit. You seen it, some of the, so it just you just stacking a bunch of players that like really don't know how to match well. It's like when you stack a super team, it's a bunch of individuals trying to, not really meshing as a team, but just meshing as themselves. It's all
Mhm.
about them. That's to me like when people put super teams. That's how I feel about super teams. It's a bunch of egos. That's what I
So
think.
the Insomniacs, and I think it might be because okay, I understand teams want to get the defensive of themselves, but you need to understand this. The way the Insomniacs were built, when they were in the fall brawl, they were the worst team in the A7FL, in the fall brawl in the West. And what they did during that offseason before the spring is they took players from every part of teams in the fall brawl and they all came together. And essentially, the best players in Vegas all came to the same team and played the rest of the league, which, when you put it comparatively, it's it's like it's ridiculous. And they all have most of them have the chemistry and stuff like that. Scooter's really good, Munchie's like incredible. The offensive line, Kenny Mack, oh my god. Like Rob was not like, and again, Rob gave him his props. You heard him give him his props. He wasn't taking anything away from the Insomniacs. But he was just trying to get them to, in a kind of way, humble themselves before getting too big for their britches going into it, because you're going to have some sort of expectation, and when it comes crumbling down, people are going to start pointing fingers, doing the blame game like everybody does, because like Mad Stick said, whole bunch of individuals, it's all good until shit goes awry. So if you keep the team aspect, if you're going to have all the best players in the area come in and they want to play together, they're friends with each other, they've known each other forever, type of stuff, they want to come and play together. Honestly, I have no problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
But like Mad Stick said, if that just because you have a super team and all the best players in the area come together,
I
that
mean,
means
I always look at the story like David versus Goliath. I mean, that's exactly what it is, and Goliath got his ass whooped. End of the story. So he thought he was big and bad. So the little man, rumbled and tumbled and busted his ass in the eye with some rocks.
Link.
Yep.
Plastics getting biblical on it. But that's the thing. Like it doesn't mean shit. We can sit here and complain like, oh well, you guys created a super team. Okay, okay, I get where your argument is coming from, because again, it's because the East tries to make the argument of, well, who have you really played? You guys haven't really had that big of a challenge, because during last season they didn't have a challenge. There was no challenge going into the championship game. They were steamrolling through everybody. But then when they played Florida, like Big Rob said, think about it. It took 2 plays to really change everything around. You take those 2 plays, they were getting their asses whooped by a team that was understaffed. That's just a fact of it. Again, you can get mad all you want to. But then certain things lined up, plays went in your favor, and we all know the game of football is all about fucking momentum. And you can tell when momentum shifts. It is very obvious. It's very easy to see. Me and Derek's brother, who was announcing the game as it was going, the championship. As that shit was going, we both looked at each other, and there was his girlfriend right there too. We all looked at each other and went like, "Oh shit, the Insomniacs just turned this around. They're probably going to win this game." Because after that first interception, it was like they get it, it gave them life. But then the second interception is where you really knew things were switching up. The gears were changing. Insomniacs were then imposing their will at that point because they had got at that point that helped get the Nightcrawlers tired enough to where the Insomniacs can pull away with it, where the game plan, goes through. But before that, all the momentum was on Tampa's side, and it was obvious. People in the building were feeling some sort of way about it. Everybody was looking like Florida, like Tampa's just nuts. These Nightcrawlers are just fucking crazy. Bagway is nuts. Logo Davis is fucking insane. Like, these guys are insane athletes, people. Like, go check out the film. Don't take our word for it. Check out the film. And Bagway, who was this, best player on the Nightcrawlers for, the entire that day, it was Logo Davis because, again, Big Rob, like he said, 5 touchdowns in a championship game, a record. Yeah, he was the best player on the fucking field that day. And Bagway is now with the BIC, who has all this firepower over here now, with Ashante Worthy, the greatest 3-on-1 returner in the history of the A7FL. That's not a debate. That's not up for debate. East or West, nobody can say anything about Ashante Worthy. And then you have Sterry Codrington. And now you have Bagway. And now you have Courage. And now you have it. This team is now built on a BIC revenge tour. That's the plan. The plan is a revenge tour. But then you look at the U. They just picked up the best player, the best quarterback to ever grace the field of the A7FL. That's also not up for debate. I know some people wanted to. When I got into the chat and we were talking about Huff, and people were like, "Well, Huff is the reason." Bro, if you're talking bad about Quattrell Huffin, you're not paying attention. You're not paying attention at all, and you look stupid. You look dumb as shit when you talk bad about Huff. That is not the man you talk down or bad about. He has proved more than enough capable, and he is better than everybody else at that position in the A7FL, and he's proved it time and time again. Some say he's one of the best. I don't think it's up for debate. He is the best. If he would have got and he was the MVP last year, he took a struggling Animals team and brought them over the top. And now he's back on a U team who was already loaded, and now adding not just the MVP, but a former Defensive Player of the Year, and Isaac Negron. The U is coming out on a revenge tour. We had Huff on this show. He said straight up, "Hey, Tim." He was ready. You can tell in his eyes. He didn't have to say very much at all. We knew. We knew he was going to do something big. And we knew that he was getting ready to go about on a warpath. We knew that was going to happen. We saw him say it. And you heard Kay when we said Hoff going to the U. He said it himself. That should not be overlooked.
Well, that's not what I said. I said you don't need to breeze by that because you were trying to talk past that. That's not what I like. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't saying that in that context. I was saying
Sorry.
because of you talking so quickly, I was telling you not to breeze by that moment.
Well, the moment's here now. And I think with all of the conversation that comes back and forth between the East and the West, it's for the East, or at least the Northeast, it's kind of fuck around and find out time. You need to be able to come in and tell like if you're gonna come and say everything that you're saying, that the West, Insomniacs got away with one, we're still really the best out here. Then you got to look at the West and go the same thing until you prove it. They're gonna say it as much as they want. So it's fun, watching everything that's gone. Kay, everything that you've seen in the A7FL. What are you excited for going into this week and then coming into the 10th season?
All of the games.
All of the games. That's it? Nothing specific?
No, nothing specific right now.
I mean, we've been talking about it for, quite some time. But now it's at a point where, and again, Big Rob brought it up because I had asked him about the whole recruiting process, and that's something that's been happening for a long, long period of time. So again, it's new to me, but I'm glad it's clear now. So it's the way this whole thing is growing. We're this 10th season, and the A7FL, the 3-on-1, they just had their podcast. They're about to, another with the scheduling that's going on. We saw the animal schedule. We saw the BIC schedule. It's the BIC probably have the toughest road to get to the championship. The East is loaded. Basically everybody out of the Northeast has the toughest path, to get to. Because even through fall brawl and, especially from what I've seen last season, I don't see anybody beating the Insomniacs in Vegas. I can't say that about the Northeast. I look at the Northeast and I go, fuck, I don't know. I don't know who's going to come out of the Northeast. But we know who's going to come out of the West. We know for sure who's coming out of the West. So, I don't know, man. It's going to turn into something great. And the playoffs are going to be awesome. And we're going to be talking, because we just said it was the greatest game we ever saw in the championship game. We had said it before that they had said it before that as well. The championship game before that between the BIC and the U was the best game that they had ever seen up until that point. We're probably going to have another one of those types of games, especially in the championship game. It's going to be loaded. But keep up with everything on the other side of the ball. You want to keep up with everything on the West. Go to the other side of the ball. They go in every Wednesday, talk about everything that's going on with them. And then for everything in the East, 3-on-1 podcast. And then everything in between, bringing it all together for everybody to kind of come and say something. it makes it all that much better. And shout out to Janelle real quick, putting us on the website. Everything coming to getting a little bit of frequency to our show. So I really appreciate that she did that. And we appreciate everything that the A7FL has done for us. And it's gonna be fucking intense because um should I leave it for the end of the show or should I just say it now?
What you talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
That announcement that I told you guys that I was gonna make.
Yeah, you said on Tuesday you were gonna say that.
No.
Today's Friday.
I know. It's gonna be on Tuesday. I was gonna announce it today.
Well, this is an improper time to have a talk about a chalk talk during a show. So yeah, whatever, dude. You might as well say it. You just fucking prepped it. Just say it.
So after the other side of the ball, I was talking with Big Rob, and it is a discussion that I think needs to happen because I think it's at a point now, especially for Big Rob, he wants to debate somebody from the Insomniacs. Doesn't matter who, whether it's Coach James, whether it's Derek, whether it's anybody else from the West. He's going to come on this show on Tuesday at the 8 o'clock hour for anybody in the West.
Can I tell you before you finish? You're not causing a dramatic effect. You're just stopping right now. I'm gonna just go ahead and let you know that the effect you're looking for ain't there. Just get it out, dude. That effect you're not looking. It's not looking good for you, Chief.
Just stopping the whole thing. But yeah, Big Rob is going to be on the show on Tuesday on the 8 o'clock hour, and he's calling out anybody on the West who wants to talk about everything about the Insomniacs or anything else like that. He wants everybody and anybody to come and talk to him about the A7FL here on the show on Tuesday at the 8 o'clock hour. All right. So, with that being said, before we go into the next segment talking about what's going on in the NCAA lawsuit, here's the first message from our friends over at Raise.
What's up, Jaffo Army? JP here of the All Pro Jaffos, bringing you a message from our proud partners over at Raise Energy. Raise Energy takes a giant leap of faith with instilling a high-quality formula to bring the consumer a powerful yet sustained energetic experience to help us put your workouts and focus in general to the very next level. Perfect for anyone at any time. Raise Energy has become the most popular, the best rated energy drink on the market to date, with a phenomenal flavor profile that puts most of the competitors just downright to shame. Powered by the enhanced Refresh technology, Raise Energy delivers with a performance-enhancing energy drink profile that aids in the most often overlooked categories, which include targeted focus, enhanced recovery time, as glycogen becomes depleted, improve clean energy levels, boost in stamina and in hydration. Most importantly, each can of Raise has absolutely 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 carbohydrates to give you a smarter and healthier option. You should not have to drink or settle for any other energy drink that contains more sugar and carbohydrates than you can count. Instead, opt for the smart choice with the #1 fan-voted energy drink on the planet with Raise Energy Drink. Use the promo code ALPHARAISE at checkout to get 15% off of your order. Demand more. Join the Raise Rebellion. Let them know the JAFFOs sent you.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, then go to repsports.com, reppsports.com. Use the promo code AlphaRaise for 15% off. There we go. We wanted to touch on something that I saw and that Kay had put out or pointed out as well. The NCAA is, I guess, facing a lawsuit for the transfer eligibility. With the NIL being what it is, players are pretty much bouncing around whenever they please, and then they're able to play. At least how I remember it in high school when I was coming up, and college around then, if you transferred over, you still had to wait a year before you came back. But do y'all think this is going to go anywhere, or do you think the NIL and everybody else is just going to keep doing the same thing that they've been doing?
Go ahead, man. Six.
I haven't really been following that as much, so I don't have too much info on the lawsuit.
So I'll say this. I personally think this whole situation is bullshit. The fact that they suing the NCAA and states are already on board and things like that, I think it's complete bullshit because these coaches can peel out, they can leave, they can take other jobs, and then the kids that came to this situation because of this coach can't leave too. Like you're stuck now at this place. You get what I'm saying? So it's like that's you got to make it fair. These kids are risking their body and their lives to better you. You getting money in your pocket. Y'all getting paid big bucks. You get what I'm saying? Like Nick Saban and Kirby Smart was getting paid big ass bucks before this NIL deal. Now, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers moving with the times. I saw a video of the St. John's coach talking about this shit, and he was upset about it because, I mean, obviously probably some players left. You know, was upset, which makes sense because New York is dirty as shit. So, I mean, it makes perfect sense. I mean, granted, New York is like Mecca. You get what I'm saying? But it's dirty. So, it is what it is. But and it's expensive as fuck. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a lot of things that go with that by being up there. It's not just the program. You get what I'm saying? It's the lifestyle and things like that. So, you got to understand everything that comes with that situation. A kid has to deal with. The coach goes to his big ass fucking house in the area. You get what I'm saying? The kid has to deal with all of the stuff that comes with living day to day, having to deal with people might get robbed or shit like that, might get harassed because they didn't make enough points because motherfuckers is gambling. They go to the bodega, they're getting harassed and shit like that when they get off campus. It's like, it's a lot of different shit because you got to really look at it, people. J. Cole went to St. John's too. And that's all I should say.
I mean, it really hits the nail on the head because that's essentially when I saw it. When you showed it to me, I was like, wait a minute. Like, that doesn't make any sense why they allowed all of this to happen in the first place. And now you want to limit it because you feel a certain way about how things are going. Either it's not benefiting the team that you're rooting for, or just it's something else to kind of like get into that doesn't really need to be done. Now you're just wasting taxpayer money on this shit.
Yes and no. I mean, a lot of this shit also has to do with like the rule change before the NIL deals came out. So rule change enable for a player to go pro. They just have to play 3 years out of high school or out of college. Out of college. So, I mean, out of high school. I'm sorry, playing out of high school. So for me personally, I played 1 year at college, and then I did at the time when I did my CFL tryout. I already played like 2 or 3 years in semi-pro. You see what I'm saying? So I technically met the quota, the 3-year quota, to be able to try out as a professional. because I didn't go to college for 3 years. You see what I'm saying? As a student athlete. But that's why I be saying, like, it's a lot of parameters where people don't remember it happened right before the NIL deal. They just look at NIL. So they was doing that because they was losing a lot of players to pros. They have situations like mine because, again, if this player not getting compensated, what's the fucking point of me coming to college? I already hate school. You get what I'm saying? I already hate school. I'm not going to come to college and do all this stuff. You got all this semi-pro. You got A7. You got all of this stuff. If you actually want to go pro, you can play in there for 2-3 years or 3 years and then haul ass. Like semi-pro right now, like I was saying, when I first got into it, I was using it like technique. Like I was still had the mindset of trying to go pro because I started playing that shit at 23.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's not like I wasn't far removed from that. You get what I'm saying?
That's like the NBA style, like how the European, like everyone overseas have been going through, like they go pro at everything.
Yeah, it was. It was to compete with the NBA. That's what originally what it was for, compete with NBA and soccer and shit like that and baseball. Even though baseball has a farm system and they don't have a farm system in these other avenues outside of soccer. You see what I'm saying? So to compete with that, they try to make these rules and parameters so they can try to keep kids. You know what I'm saying? And then also help people that's immensely talented that you see on fucking Instagram, that you see in these places, and they want that talent in the NFL. So it was a lot of that shit going on. You see what I'm saying? So but that was right before NIL. Once NIL hit, they getting a flood of motherfuckers to college. Now all of these colleges are competing and things like that. But again, if you don't have no fucking hustle, that's the issue. All of these coaches is complaining because they don't have no fucking hustle. They don't have no plan. They're not planning to fucking succeed. They're not planning to have a game plan to go for these kids. They're not having a game plan to help these kids succeed. They don't have a plan to get these kids understanding of how to be financially motherfucking responsible. They're not doing anything to help these kids grow as men. All they doing is just trying to feed their pockets and fucking crying and complaining because you're not able to fucking yell at somebody, kick somebody in the motherfucking nuts, do all kind of weird ass fucking shit that college coaches do, i.e. Urban motherfucking Meyer. You see what I'm saying? Like this shit I'm talking about. Like they continue to do all of this weird ass shit and try to cover it up and talking about it's not the tradition. Like none of this shit the tradition. Y'all getting paid millions of dollars to coach football ain't the tradition. The motherfuckers back in black and white wasn't getting paid that much. You see what I'm saying? Like it's a whole different fucking ball game, and we all trying to move with the times. These kids need to be compensated to compete. Simple and plain. Because if you don't want to do that, Alabama getting their fucking body. Georgia getting everybody. If you just gonna fucking you gonna take the money away, all right, cool. And then you going back to fucking saying, oh, I'm tired of seeing Alabama in it. Well, motherfucker, you didn't do nothing to fucking make sure your program is straight. The only thing you offering this motherfucker is $800. I mean, $2,500. You see what I'm saying? A dorm room and a food card. Like that's all you was fucking goddamn giving these kids, bro. And that's fucking $2,500 to spend between 4 months. It's like, come on, dog. Like what are we expecting from these people? Like, what are you expecting these kids? Because again, if a kid had a situation like mine, growing up, like, bro, they don't have the fucking means. They don't have the support. So that $2,500 ain't shit to them because they have to fucking survive off of that. You see what I'm saying? So it's like don't expect certain situations to go how y'all want them to go without trying to fucking compensate motherfuckers that's involved. They got to compensate them kids. They got to make sure them kids straight other than just send them to the goddamn. You see what I'm saying? And then if you get a burger from McDonald's from the motherfucking teacher, from Professor fucking Johnson, you'll lose your damn scholarship. You see what I'm saying? Like, come on. Like, I was friends with motherfuckers that played football and basketball at San Jose State before they got good, when it was just a party school. You see what I'm saying? Them motherfuckers were starving up there. They were hungry as shit. Like, bro, they was fucked up. A lot of them was fucked up. It wasn't because they was burning their money and shit like that. Was a few of the motherfuckers that was super responsible, and they still was fucked up. Like, the old system didn't work. And then y'all had nothing in place because you're trying to rush with the time. You didn't have no one smart in there. You got a bunch of lazy motherfuckers that don't want to do shit.
I mean, you think Saban was a victim of that?
A victim of what? Nick
Well,
Saban.
not so much as I shouldn't say a victim. Sorry.
Nick Saban is a full recipient of getting 3 rings under that old system. He ain't get shit since. Since the new system has came into place, he ain't won a damn thing. He got close, but he ain't won a damn thing. He got all his rings on the old system, being able to fucking yell at kids, do all that weird ass shit, fucking go about it, try to fucking make it seem like you papa saving and you saving these kids down here in rural Alabama and Tuscaloosa. No, fuck that. Motherfucker, your ass supposed to be fucking helping these kids develop as men. When is the last time you seen a fucking Oklahoma Roll Tide fucking do something outside of football? I ain't never heard of that shit.
Damn.
But I will tell you this: in the University of Miami, we producing a bunch of shit. Granted, I don't like Florida State. You know that. I hate the motherfuckers just as much as you hate Oklahoma. But them motherfucker had the Roll brothers out here doing shit. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you got a bunch of bullshit that's going on. If you're gonna actually fucking invest in your kids, invest in them. But if you're not gonna invest in these kids outside of just what you need them for this motherfucker inside these lines, and you don't give too much of fucks about them after that, then what you expect? Kids gonna go into breaking the dorm rooms, all these weird ass stories that you hear coming out, people stealing and fucking doing all this weird ass shit. It's like, yeah, these motherfuckers are hungry, bro, and this coach left them out to dry. His position coach left them out to dry. All this shit. Because like in my very first college, bro, was a junior college up north in Quincy, California. Shout out to the small coaches, Coach Simi, all of them, because they looked out for us. You see what I'm saying? Like Coach, again, it was illegal as fuck and it's years removed, so we passed the statute of limitations. But Coach got dang on Smalls, the small brothers, because it was two of them. They doggone was dropping off bologna and fucking top ramen and bread to us, bro. It ain't a lot, but it's something. It helps us get through. You get what I'm saying? Like they used to come fucking around like, hey, y'all need some food, y'all need this, y'all need that. Like, bro, we out here by ourselves, no family. Like, that's the kind of shit that's real coach. That's real coaches. Shout out Coach Fabian Small. And damn, what's his older brother name? I forgot other Coach Small's name, but Coach Fabian Small was the one I fucked with the most. That's why I remember his name. But anyway, that's my point. It's a lot of coaches not like that no more. And to be honest with you, that's why they were slandering Coach Prime, because you can clearly see when he was at Jackson, he gave a shit about those kids. He cared about those kids. And then now you don't put them into a bigger university. You got to slander them simply because you know what's about to happen. That's why everybody started retiring. That's why everybody getting the fuck out of the way, because Coach Prime about to come in. You saw Warren Sapp come. He's like, whoop, there's the D-line and the O-line. Well, that's exactly what he fucking needed to beat all of us. We're gone. I'm out of here. I'm gone. See what I'm saying? And that's the problem here. Nobody wants to stand up and actually compete. You just want an easy fast track to some shit to try to make your pockets fatter, to make it seem like you're intelligent.
Any thoughts about that, Matt Sticks?
It's fuck right now. Just listening.
Man, I'm trying to get like y'all. Holy fucking hell.
You should have seen him earlier. He was laughing at himself. He was looking at the camera. He couldn't see his arms.
Yeah, it was no arms. I like, oh, I ain't got no arms. It looked kind of freaky.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, it's a scenario that it's kind of like I agree with you like wholeheartedly. You know, I've had teammates and stuff like that, you know, the apartments and everything, and just kind of how everybody was. I was lucky because my parents are close by. You know, I mean, I wholeheartedly like understood, like I got it good right now compared to a couple of people. Like you fully had to understand that, because like you said, there were like bad situations all over the place. And now these coaches are getting mad to a point where, you know, like you said, now they're leaving because they've lost the control that they had. And, you know, I think Saban was very much in that category. That's what I'm saying with Madstix being from you know, being an Alabama fan and seeing Saban.
I'm about to say Madstix from the Bay.
You know, but now him leaving, other people are leaving. There's movement around. It's just if this is something that's gonna allow these kids to be able to live better, you know, like you said, like Kay said, not only are you gonna be able to have to fork out some money to make sure that they live and they're doing okay, but you got to be able to mentor these kids. You got to be able to actually coach these kids, not be in it for yourself. You know, you can't be doing it just to look for another higher paying job or whatever. If that's what you're looking for, then, you know, that's why certain coaches kind of go as far as they do. And then when you hear and that's why you're never going to hear the stories about those coaches, about them helping out the kids, other than these ones that we see in the documentary of people going, yeah, you know, this coach helped me grow and do this and that. Never going to hear these stories about those coaches. And that's okay, because we don't really need to hear about what those coaches were looking for. You know, what he did at Alabama, those, you know, again, before the NIL and everything took place, at that point, yeah, sure, it's definitely impressive. But then now when you kind of see it for what it really is, and then you start whining and crying about it because these kids want to do something that's actually going to benefit themselves and probably their families. This is life-changing money that's now all of a sudden being thrown at them at a young age. You know, so it's 11 states have 11 states have joined in the lawsuit, and they say more will join on Monday. We'll see. I mean, it shouldn't be happening. Again, we're wasting taxpayer dollars on shit that's just grown ass adults crying at the fact that they can't fucking control the young ones. And then to actually go do something for themselves, especially not just on the field but off the field. That's just some whiny shit, man. Let them do what they're gonna do. Like this has been something that's been debated for a very long period of time. You know, so
I think a lot of it too just got to do with like change, just like, you know, old people just set in their ways, so they're not used to like evolving like the way the world is evolving. They want to evolve at their pace, but you got to realize the world is evolving quick. Things change quick, rules change, you know, everything changes, but you can't be stuck in that mindset, you know, that, you know, this is football, this is the way it should be played. Like that shit is, you know, then it's time for you to go if you're still stuck in that frame of mind. So
you're never gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like
it's never gonna be like how it was when you was like played, or, you know, when you was younger, you know, even like coach, you know, it just
forever changing. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into our next conversation about everything going on in the NFL, especially with our guests, here's a quick message from our friends over at Bud Love.
What if I told you that Bud gets better? Introducing Bud Love, the long-awaited herbal blend that's designed to be mixed with your favorite bud and enjoyed together, like the mixer in a cocktail. Bud Love is made from marshmallow leaf, an ancient medicinal herb, the mother cannabinoid, CBG, and rich natural flavors, including terpenes. Offering a wide variety of premium Herbal Plus mixers to complement your favorite strains. Why? Because every bud needs some love. Our carefully formulated blends improve your experience, complementing your favorite flower and bringing out its best qualities. Many bud lovers even report that it helps reduce unwanted side effects like worry, and instead creates a happy, zen feeling. Bud Love contains no cannabis or nicotine. It won't give you a buzz on its own, but when consumed together, it reduces the amount of bud needed to get the feeling you love, allowing your precious flower to last even longer. Bud Love is best enjoyed with your first bud of the day, carefully paired with your favorite strain. Choose from a variety of delicious flavors, ranging from classic to more fruity to natural, as well as tobacco flavored for those who enjoy a spliff. Mix Bud Love and flower in whatever amounts work best for you for a perfect buzz. Whether you're chilling with friends, attending a social event, or going for a hike, experiment and find your own love ratio. Bud Love's unique blends allow you to craft a happier, smoother, and more personalized experience. If you love Bud, then Bud Love is for you. Try it today and help us tell the world that Bud does in fact get better with Bud Love.
Oh, yes, go to budlove.com. Use the promo code JAFFOs for 15% off your first order. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show from the other side of the ball and the Mizzle and Dub show. Mr. Dub Alvarez. What's up, Dub?
I'm always going to be with you guys.
Hey, man. How you feeling today?
Well, I feel a lot better today than I have in a week. Your boy's been fighting this little bug that's been trying to get in me, but I think we're at the last stage there, so I'll be good to go for Sunday for sure.
There you go. I'm excited for Sunday. This is deciding some playoff spots for a lot of teams, or for a few teams. So we'll see how it goes on Sunday. But what were you thinking before we go into the NFL and stuff? What do you think about everything with the NCAA lawsuit and stuff that's going on?
I feel like this. Basically, Nick Saban retired because everybody was catching up to him in Tuscaloosa, to where everybody did not fear the big bad elephant anymore. I mean, hence why, to pinpoint what Kay said, when it was on the old system before the NIL came into fruition, it was either Alabama or Clemson winning the chip. And then obviously, Georgia took the last two. Michigan took it this year. But then you probably got a non-team from a non-Power 5 to actually play in the championship game in TCU the year before last. So all these teams are now catching up to the quote-unquote big boys, hence why now the Pac-12 is pretty much dead now. And now the SEC is going to have 18 teams. The Big 12 is going to have 18 teams. It's like, what? I mean, you know, why? What for? It's almost like for who, for what? Because, as you said, under the old rules, you had to sit for a year before you can even play. But obviously, as inflation rises, prices rise. As we know, you go to college, you're practically, by the time you get your degree, you're already in debt. So it's like, yeah, let's give you all these student loans so you can go for your career. But oh, by the way, you got to pay all this crap back as we're trying to give you a career with this little paper called a degree. Good luck with that. So for me, it makes no sense. But I mean, as long as the NIL is still there, I mean, kids will get the opportunity to get their compensation because you want to draw this in my likeness. Well, compensate me for that. I mean, that's why Ed and Charles O'Bannon fought so hard for that, because they weren't getting paid for stuff made in the image of their likeness. And that's why you got that. That's why you have the NIL today, because you can't use my likeness unless you compensate me.
I mean, they were making millions of dollars off the NCAA game, which I'm glad they're bringing back, by the way.
Can't wait for that video game to return. Oh my god!
But it was something that was a long time coming, and I still say they need to give Reggie Bush's Heisman back. Until they do that, there really is no change in what's going on. But getting into the NFL real quick, there's been a few things that have been going on. Mizzle comes on. Shout out to him. Congratulations. They got us. The Raiders got their guy. Finally. They did something right. Raider fans, rejoice. You guys did it. You complained enough. The players complained enough and told ownership, God damn it, if you do not hire Antonio Pierce as our head coach, we will revolt and we will leave. Good luck paying off this building with us. They hired somebody who we all thought they should have, on the spot, probably. The way he kind of changed everything that was going on there. So now with what Vegas has, and you being out there in Vegas, is everybody rejoicing and happy with what's been going on there in the silver and black?
I'll say it like this. travels. Raider Nation is a global, well-known brand, and they travel with the best of anybody. I have really never seen Raider Nation united like this in perhaps a very, very long time. Maybe even the 3 straight years they won the AFC West before they went to Super Bowl 37 and lost to Mr. K's beloved Buccaneers, 22 years ago. But I have really never seen this fan base united like this, maybe ever. And I mean, it was quite obvious. It was like, dude, he might not be the X's and O's guy because for that, Dan Campbell, the Lions, he's not exactly an X's and O's guy, but the man is a leader of men, and that locker room will run through a wall for that man, and it's shown. All 3 years he's been there in Detroit, they have continually improved, and now here they are standing, perhaps a chance to play in the NFC title game if they beat the Buccaneers on Sunday. So, but the one smart thing that Antonio Pierce did do, which is very, very smart of him, he got a very respected name to be his assistant head coach in Marvin Lewis. Now, that's his first big hire that he's done so far, and that's a big hire to lean because you got to have somebody you can fall on that has done this before, like, hey, what did you do in this situation? So that's a huge, huge step. Now, the next 2 big steps is he's got to retain Patrick Graham as his DC because the Raiders' defense vastly improved once AP became the interim coach and Patrick Graham went from the field to the booth to Raiders only averaged 16 points a game on defense under AP. 9 points less what they averaged when it was McDaniels as the head coach. Then the second and third thing is they have to draft, or not draft, they have to get the right OC from this offense because obviously Bo Hartnett is not it. I mean, he was serviceable, but obviously they have to get their own OC. I think that AP is supposed to do is people forget he was a coach at a very prestigious high school program coaching in Long Beach Poly, which has turned out some very big and players, Deshaun Jackson being one of those guys. So he came from that. Then, of course, he went to Arizona State, learned under, again, Marvin Lewis and Herman Edwards, 2 respected names in the NFL. So he learned firsthand under 2 good people to learn from to get this itch to be a coach. Then, of course, the Raiders was the linebackers coach, was maybe the assistant coach, and obviously now he gets the chance to run the ship. So I think for Raider Nation, it's perhaps probably a very good day and now a chance to see where you can go. And the big factor is not only you bring back AP, but you keep Champ Kelly on as your GM, so now these 2 are intertwined together as they were the first press conference they had. When Mark Davis fired McDaniels and Ziegler and turned these 2, you can tell that they were in rhythm, they were in sync, they were almost, in a sense, kind of speaking each other's thoughts and almost finishing their kind of that aspect. And I think that's a huge thing they can build off of, and I think that's something that Raider Nation can see off that. So now you have to, in a sense, now you got those 2 guys in place, and now they can work side by side, and now they can go ahead and put their draft together and get ready for Detroit because that's what the draft's going to be this year, and now build your roster because there is some key players on the roster you can build off for sure. And you just got to add pieces, but more importantly, unlike the previous regime, you get to hit on the draft picks. But I think Champ Kelly definitely has the mindset because he was scout and he was part of player operations, so he has that going for him. So I think today is a move finally in the right direction. I think we can finally say that for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, I'm still not gonna pick them for anything, but I was.
I wouldn't expect anything less, JP. I wouldn't expect anything less.
Like but with all due respect, yes, I was, actually, and I posted it on social media, like, and I didn't say this to be a joke or anything like that. Like the fans and the players really kind of motivated this whole thing, to happen. And I agree. Antonio Pierce did a good job with the team, especially going towards the end of the year when he took over. Um, and he deserved a shot to be able to prove what he can do. He's got the locker room. He's got everybody, behind him. The fan base is behind him. So that's going to be something pretty interesting to see. Mastix, you're still there?
Oh yeah, I'm here. Yeah, and I was rooting for him. I'm definitely not a Raider fan, but definitely was rooting to see him. I was with it to see all the players behind him and all the fans behind him. So I was like, hey, you got to get behind it, and I, grew up watching, as a teenager, Antonio Pierce. So it's like, he just seemed like he's a pretty cool dude. He's chill. He remind me of he kind of remind me of like Marshawn Lynch a little bit, just with his little swagger or whatever. He driving the candy apple, to the stadium, and he remind me of just that.
Well, I mean, just like how Marshawn is Oakland through and through. I mean, AP is Compton through and through. That's where he was born and raised. So I mean, you can see he's CPT through and through. So I mean, that's just who he is.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing that all kind of come together now in Vegas, I'm looking at it going, fuck. Now I'm gonna hear more shit from Vegas fans going, oh, Raiders are better than the Niners, all this other kind of shit. Here we go. It's gonna happen. Because it never stops, regardless of how bad their team normally is. But what they did with this is definitely, like you said, putting them in the right direction. Kay, did you have any thoughts on Antonio Pierce being hired by the Las Vegas Raiders? No? All right.
Better than you guys. They had a shitload of talent with no coach. They had a jackass as a head coach in Josh McDaniels. Look at what Pierce did. He came in speaking that LA slang, putting his hands up a couple times. He fell once, and he got all of Vegas and all of Oakland and all of fucking Los Angeles on his side. Didn't take much. That's what I'm saying. You get a good coach, they'll beat y'all because they got a lot of talent. Because I'm going to tell you right now, y'all don't have a pass rusher that's better than Max Crosby. Don't give a fuck about Bosa. I don't give a fuck about Chase. Max Crosby is better than everybody you got on your defense. For sure. For sure. One or two, all of them. What's the boy? Greenlaw? Nope. Max Crosby is the best out of the two teams. Max Crosby is the best defensive player out of the two teams. Tell me why I'm wrong. With the production he did without the help like fucking Bosa got. What you feel what I'm saying? Bosa got help. He got everybody. He got a whole fucking all-star team on that defense. And Bosa got help. Where's Bosa numbers before he got paid?
Hey, I will stop you when you lie.
That's what I'm saying. Bosa ain't made no numbers since they gave him that check. I'm gonna just be real with you. Max Crosby got paid and he went up to another level. He been smoking blunts on TV all season. All season, Max Crosby been out here. I'm telling you, Max Crosby is what we wanted Travis Kelce to be.
Like this. I'm a huge Max Robert Crosby fan. His story is absolutely amazing. And what he's done with less talent, getting double teamed, triple teamed, sometimes literally almost held on every play, and to still get double-digit sacks is quite amazing. Now, you finally give that man some help, and with the fact, like I said, once AP took over and Patrick Graham went from the sideline to the booth, like I said, the Raiders defensively, points per game, only gave up 16 points a game in those 9 games that AP coached, which is 9 points less of what they gave up when McDumbass was on the sidelines trying to look like a head coach. So right there, you saw the fact. So right there, you saw the vast improvement with the defense alone, which is why I say that priority number one is they got to keep Patrick Graham as a defensive coordinator, and of course, get yourself a well-known, well-respected offensive coordinator, and then let Champ Kelly and AP put their program to work and see what can happen if they can possibly. I'm not going to say challenge the Chiefs for the West this season, but definitely they can contend for a wild card spot in the AFC in 24 for certain. They can definitely contend for that. They definitely can.
Do y'all think this is the start of a new wave of former player head coaches? Because I mean, Antonio Pierce, former player, now he's a head coach. D'Amico Ryans, former player, now he's a head coach. You think we're going to see more of this as time goes on?
But I think the reason why it's working for D'Amico and AP specifically is because they've kind of sort of played in this era of the NFL.
Well, I mean, we could also Dan Campbell, Vrabel, just a bunch of these former players that.
Yeah, they've played in this era, so they kind of understand. I mean, D'Amico and AP more certain than Vrabel. They can relate and speak they can relate and speak the players' lingo, so to speak. Almost like they speak and understand the same language, which is why we thought, yes, D'Amico Ryans was going to have the Texans approved. We weren't expecting it year one, but here we are. Now the Texans have a chance to possibly play in the conference championship game next week if they, get the upset in Baltimore. So it could be a trend because, I mean, it just you got to have a feel for it. You got to have a feel. You got to have the intangibles, and you just have to have that connection with the players. Hence why D'Amico's having success. Hence why Dan Campbell, 3 years in, has got the Lions where they are. It's just if you can relate, and if you can win the locker room, and they buy what you're selling, they will run through a wall for you. Hence why the Raiders did that for AP, which is now why AP has now got the chance to put his program together. Hence why Dan Campbell is playing in the divisional round against K's beloved Buccaneers on Sunday.
Okay, I don't know if you heard the full question, but I was saying that is this kind of a new wave or a new era of former players becoming head coaches kind of taking over, but especially with Antonio Pierce and then you had D'Amico Ryans, you had Vrabel, you have Dan Campbell, you have all these coaches that used to be players that are now head coaches. You think it's gonna? No. I feel it'll take a certain trend, but
no. I got your question. No, it's not, because you forget what these people started from and where they were. AP is, yes, he's the spirit of what the Raiders need right now, but in reality, he's Tom Coughlin's boy. That's the reality of it. He was with the Giants his whole career. Everybody know him for being the captain on defense. Tom Coughlin.
His first year, he was the Redskins first. He came to the Giants at the tail end of his career.
You're right. I'm sorry. Either way, it's still Tom Coughlin's boy, though.
You're not wrong.
So I was slightly wrong. I was definitely wrong. But no, but my point is saying is most of these guys are getting these opportunities because of who they were associated with. Like everybody's doggone taking the Niners coaches like you guys are the Warriors, like y'all are winning championships. You see what I'm saying? Like they what's my man name? The Jets, Mastics head coach. Robert Saleh.
Saleh, yeah.
They took him from y'all. They've been taking a bunch of y'all D coordinators and having them come, defensive coaches and having them be D coordinators or assistant coaches and things like that. You got all kind of guys that get into D'Amico Ryans, he was y'all D coordinator, now head coach. You see what I'm saying? It's like they keep pulling from y'all like y'all, like y'all winning. Like, it makes sense for the Patriots coaches to get chances because them motherfuckers had 6 championships. Y'all ain't won shit in 30 years. like, why are we pulling from this well? Kyle Shanahan, he been coaching meaningful ball the last 10 years, ain't won shit. He choked off 2 Super Bowls. Like, why are we going to get this well? He clearly don't know. Neither of the people know what the fuck going on. But
I mean, he may not, but D'Amico Ryans is doing pretty damn good.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna discredit him, but it was just more of a joke. But yeah, D'Amico Ryans, he's doing his thing. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. But yeah, he's doing his thing over there with CJ. I only know one Houston Texan fan that's not from Texas. You know what I'm saying? That's not from Houston. He stands on the Texans heavy. And he's been giving me all my ins and outs of the Texans. Like, he was pissed when the NFL made CJ sit down for that concussion shit for, what was it, like 3 weeks? CJ was totally fine. He could have played those games, and they would have had a better seating. They probably would have won their fucking division.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think he
they
was
did win
fine?
the division.
I mean, they could have got a better game. I don't mean a division like that, but they could have actually got a better game. That's what I should say. They could have got a
Maybe
better
higher
game,
seed,
a better situation. Well,
a
you know what I'm
higher
saying?
seed.
Thank you.
Well,
Yeah, higher
Okay.
seed.
how was that? Because even when Case Keenum was playing, they were still winning. They
They-
still
No, he was
won a
trying
few
to say.
games under Keenum.
I
I
think
think
what
2
he's
out of
trying to
those
say is.
3.
I think what he's trying to say is if Stroud would have played those games and they would have won, as opposed to Houston being the 4 seed, they could have been a 2 seed, 3 seed, something along those lines. I think is what he's trying to say.
Yeah, I'm not here. Thank you, Doug, for filling in those gaps.
But I mean, see, that would just mean a 1-game difference, though. No.
But that one game difference is a big thing, dude. Like, that's a big thing because you think about it. Philly and Dallas were separated by like 1 game, right?
Yeah.
It came down to the last game of the season, right? Because the
Yeah.
Giants, Philly, and then Dallas won.
Yeah.
So it's literally separated by 1 game in that same situation. Dallas had a home game, they lost to the Chiefs, and Philly was in Tampa. So that's
Packers lost to the Packers.
Yeah, no, I said the Chiefs.
Well,
So
I mean, so basically, it's saying that if he would have played that last game, they would have won all 3 instead of losing out that 1 game, and that would made the difference of what seeding they got.
yeah, I mean, he played the last game of the season, if I'm not mistaken. He sat like 2 or 3 games because I had him in fantasy, and he wasn't there when I need him. Excuse me, in my playoff run. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was out in concussion still, and they kept saying he's questionable and this and that. NFL was playing around. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I ended up losing my game because I had to go get Aiden O'Connell, and he had 3 points, and I literally could have got Trevor Siemian that had 24 points.
3 points?
3 points. Trevor Siemian had 24.
Oh, good Lord.
Bro, I was so pissed.
Trevor Siemian. You went there. Goodness.
That's when they benched Zach Wilson. He was the starting quarterback for that game at the Jets. I think he only started like 1 game this season. But yeah, so
That's a terrible way to go down in fantasy.
Right, but at the same time, that also gives your fans something to hang their hat on. You see what I'm saying? Because they ain't been good in a long time. And then the last time they was good, their quarterback last name was Carr. So that Carr wasn't gonna take you that fucking far. You see what I'm saying? So actually, no, it was Matt Schaub. Or no, did Brock
No,
leave?
Deshaun Watson.
Did Brock Oswald? That's where he got paid from, right? He was in Texas. I mean, Houston. Then he went to Denver, or is it the other way around? No, Brock Osweiler.
Oh, Osweiler.
Yeah, was it
Osweiler he was Broncos, then Texans.
Okay, so it was Broncos, Texas. Okay, because I knew those are the 2 teams, but Yeah. So the last.
Because remember,
Oh, go ahead.
he has a ring being he has a ring being Peyton's backup in Denver when Denver won Super Bowl 50.
Okay.
And they thought he was going to be the answer to their prayers, and that turned out horribly.
Well, they just
horribly
needed a
wrong.
game manager. I don't think they was looking for an answer like that. They just needed a game manager. You know what
Now
I'm
And
he's
then they
in the
got
booth for
Sean Watson,
ESPN.
and then we all saw how that turned out.
Love you long time.
Can I ask y'all a question without sounding like being a hater? Why are the Niners owners so damn dumb? And this is what I mean by. I said, why are the Niners owners so damn dumb? I said, this is what I mean by that. Because I just saw a video earlier today talking about the 49ers. I sent it to the group, actually. I was talking about the 49ers. The reason why you guys don't have a dome. The reason why it was that was the reason, because you guys are so close to San Jose Airport, and because of the height requirements of when the planes, like there's a height requirement in buildings near the airport. So if y'all to put a dome, y'all would exceed the height requirement to have that stadium. So the reason why I say why y'all owners so damn dumb, like why in the fuck would you go get a lot that's right close to the airport? Don't I'm dome.
JP and I can do an entire show of how much we can't stand Dr. John, Denise, and Jed York, and that probably might be a 10-hour show of why we don't like the Yorks. Okay, because first off, and I will say this till I am blue in the face,
I miss you, Eddie D.
we are still suffering because of Eddie D's fuck up, because he did not have to get involved with that riverboat license scandal in Louisiana, because when Mayor Willie Brown was the mayor, plans were set in motion, plans were in place, where Candlestick Park now sits with a whole bunch of buildings and apartments and condos or wherever the heck it is now on Jameson Avenue. The newest invention of Candlestick Park was said it was going to be built, and Super Bowl 38, oddly enough, would have been where Brady would have won his second Super Bowl ring in the dang stadium he saw the catch in watching as a little boy, is where he would have won his second Super Bowl. Super Bowl 38 was slated to be there in San Francisco where Candlestick Park sat. But because Eddie D did this whole riverboat license scandal to where he had to give up ownership of the team, and then when he paid his suspension and was out of suspension, the NFL decided to give it to Denise. And Denise and Dr. John couldn't wait to get out of the city of San Francisco. They wanted nothing to do with the city of San Francisco. And Santa Clara, being the dumbasses that they are, be like, yeah, we'll give you public money. And hence why the city of Santa Clara and the Niners have been in and out of court for the 10 years Gene's Stadium at Great America has been open. So
Gene's Stadium is fucking hilarious. I just want to let you know.
That's what I call it. Gene's Stadium at Great America, because that's what it is. Levi's or Gene's.
I'm definitely going to be back off of that.
I mean, I love Levi's. I love Levi's. I love Great America. I'm still mad they're closing down Great America. But
what?
Nothing. Oh, yeah. They're closing down Great America. You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah. No.
I don't watch the news, dude.
They're losing a lot of their parking business and stuff like that because of Levi's Stadium.
Because of Gene's Stadium.
Hold on. So your moneymaker is closing down because of the liability everybody signed up for, but no one thought, hey, let's move this shit to Concord. Let's move this shit anywhere. Here. You just use this as a regular fucking venue, like how they have Oracle now. No one thought that. So now my question makes even more sense, because I didn't know all of that shit. So me asking y'all, why are y'all owners so goddamn dumb? I understand where it comes from for y'all now. That's hilarious to me.
It's a historical thing.
Bam.
It's genetic at this point.
Bam. At this point, anytime I hear a Cowboy fan say it's our year, I'm going to throw y'all in there now. Like y'all are in that shit now. Like it is for good fucking reason. Y'all are dumb. This shit is crazy. Like, this shit, not y'all as in the fans, like the fucking owners and the organization is fucking dumb, dude. Like, goddamn. And they got one of my former players there, one of my Ring of Honor guys in the team. Like, holy shit. Come on, John. Get the fuck out of there, John.
Like I
Run.
said,
Nah, keep him here because I know you want him.
No, I want Jason. No. I want Lich. I mean, Light. I keep saying Lich because that's how it's spelled. Jason Light.
because here's what they just need to do. Okay. Where Gene's Stadium sits now, you couldn't tell me that wouldn't fit where Candlestick Park sits right now. You can't tell me that wouldn't fit.
Well, I've
Because
always
not to
said they should have built on the same ground Candlestick was on. They should have basically gone and played, kind of like what the fucking Chargers did when they moved. They played in a soccer stadium or something like that. We could have played over at Stanford or at Cal or somewhere else while the stadium was getting rebuilt or renovated or whatever the hell they could have built something and renovated it like Lambeau does all the fucking time.
Two things.
Because good things happened to that goddamn stadium. You destroyed all the good mojo. And now because we moved to Santa Clara, we deserve all the bullshit and all the crap that we get because it's a curse that's upon us right now.
I agree. And here's the thing. Here's my one point before Dub goes. I'm sorry, Dub, for cutting you off because you definitely fucking preface that you need to say something. The reason why y'all will never motherfucking play at Stanford because you don't have Andrew Luck on your team. Christian McCaffrey was good, but Andrew Luck was better. They would let y'all play at Stanford if y'all had Andrew Luck. They're not gonna let y'all because again, you remember Stanford's his own entity. This is his own city. You know what I'm saying? So they're not gonna fuck with y'all like that. Now say this. Berkeley will let y'all get in there. I'll try to slide right to Berkeley. Berkeley will let y'all play there for sure.
No, Berkeley wouldn't. Berkeley wouldn't. They probably two places they possibly could have played at. More than likely, they would have played at Stanford Stadium because they had played there before because they played some preseason games and one regular season game during the earthquake in '89 at Stanford Stadium.
And Jim Harbaugh at the time had that relationship and that connection with Stanford.
Yes. Or they probably would have played, and they probably wouldn't want to do this, but they probably could have played at Oracle / AT&T / Pacific Bell / SBC Park. While that was getting built, because I do know when Cal was getting renovations to Memorial Stadium, the Cal Bears played their home games at AT&T / Oracle Park for that one season before the newly renovated Memorial Stadium got happened. So there could have been ways while the new stadium was getting built, as opposed to where it sits now, right smack dab in the middle of Silicon Valley at Great America. Now,
right next to the airport.
Yes. Now, I call it Gene Stadium, but of course, one of my all-time favorite Bay Area personalities, Damon Bruce, gave it its original nickname, Turkey Logo at the 50. Was the original nickname for Gene's Stadium when Richard Sherm did what he did back in 2014, eating a turkey leg on the 50-yard line. But the favor was returned later on this year in Seattle, so that's null and void. But, I mean, that's your history lesson, fans, on why the Niners unfortunately now play in Santa Clara as opposed to the actual home name that they represent. So, thank you, Denise. Thank you, John. And thank you, Jed. Which, by the way, it was the idiot. Exactly. By the way, John York still, fuck you for firing Steve Mariucci. That was all you. And then being the ultimate dumbass and hiring Dennis Erickson. Thank you, John York. Thank you very much.
We've been dealing with hell these last, 30 plus years. And again, like Matt Stick says, we're 1 or 2 years more than the Cowboys, so it's been longer. I mean, it hasn't been as long as your Jets, but
That's all right. I got a spot dusted off right here for you for tomorrow night. Nice and cozy. Nice and cozy. I can't wait. Wait.
Hey, so hold on, let me ask you this right quick, Matt Six, because you're in your hater mode. So who do you feel like coming out these next 2 games? You said the Niners losing, so who you taking out of my game?
You got the Lions. I
Yep.
think Tampa Bay gonna beat the Lions.
Oh man, Matt Six don't turn over a new leaf because he every week this season he said the Bucs was losing. I'm gonna swear to y'all. He said, hey, y'all can go back every
No, I
fucking
was
game.
saying they losing, but like I like watching Baker Mayfield. I know it'd be pissing Josh off. So anything to make Josh mad between the Niners and Baker Mayfield, I'm like all for it.
Hey, if Baker Mayfield go to the goddamn Super Bowl, I'm getting the Oklahoma jersey. I'm getting an Oklahoma jacket. I'm getting Oklahoma paraphernalia for sure. Holy shit, dude!
hey, I wouldn't even be mad at you. I wouldn't even be mad at you, bro.
But
I'm
K,
giving
if you
I'm
do that,
giving it to you.
K, if you do that, you have to wear it on the air. We have to see you wear it on the air.
Oh, we're gonna be twinsies. We're gonna be twinsies because Josh is getting this shit.
My. Oh Lord!
Hey, look. Yeah, like, man, I know your size now. Remember? I know your size now, guy. I know your size now.
I'm in tears. Oh God.
Yeah, I got a nice little spot.
Crazy. Pause. Crazy. That shit was wild.
Oh.
That shit was wild.
Oh God. I'm in tears. Oh. Oh. That made my soul cry. Oh man.
We're gonna be twinsy.
Coming on this bitch with a big bake jacket on. No bullshit. Big bake with the number 6 Oklahoma jersey. Big bake, we out here, baby. You got one more goddamn game. One more game, baby. Beat these motherfuckers in Detroit. With their heart. They beat Matt Stafford. They on some other shit right now. They high. They high over there in motherfucking Detroit, bro. So we gotta beat these motherfuckers.
I think Houston gonna upset the Ravens too.
A part of me thinks that too.
Yeah, I think Houston gonna upset the Ravens.
Oh, Shersky. New Shersky.
He's like, no.
That defense going crazy. And Damian Klein is quietly over there having a fucking good season.
Smith and Patrick Queen are both getting sideline to sideline. That's going to be a problem. Because both of those gentlemen are very, very good. They're one of the best tandems at linebacker in the whole entire league. The Ravens getting Roquan Smith was a godsend, and all he has done is enhance that defense. Although Humphrey did not practice again today with that knee injury, that could be a problem for Baltimore. If that is, that could mean
Hamilton
Nico
playing?
Collins. Well, he hasn't practiced. He still is questionable. I know for sure. I know for sure that one of Lamar Jackson's favorite targets, he's not playing, and that's Mark Andrews. That's a big loss. They're a very good tight end. Devin Duvernay is questionable. Darius Washington, their safety, he's questionable. Deshaun Phillips, their linebacker, he's questionable.
I think
so.
And Marlon Humphrey is out.
All right, so here's
if Hamilton doesn't play, it's over. Texans got it.
no, I'm not saying that. I will say this: the questionables don't mean shit because Coach Harbaugh leaves somebody on the bench, like he did it with Zay Flowers. I mean, not Flowers. What's the boy name? The receiver, this fast motherfucker they got over there in Baltimore. I always get his name confused. Zay Flowers is in.
You're right. Is Zay Flowers in there?
Is Zay Flowers? Okay, yeah. So Zay Flowers, I had him on my shit, and he always was questionable until game time. That shit used to piss me off so much. Like, he always used to sit because he had an ankle injury the whole year. Or ankle and all kind of leg injuries and shit. But he was pretty much like questionable, then he'll play. You know what I'm saying? I think the same thing is going to apply to like most of these guys like Hamilton. I think Harbaugh just giving them that extra treatment and rest, and then he just don't let them practice. Just trying to be smart about it. I think this is my guess, but
Complying with the league just because they have to quote unquote give an injury report just to satisfy their needs per se.
right.
I mean, if they didn't practice or they haven't practiced,
Oh yeah,
and it's already Friday, they play tomorrow.
The one last point I wanted to say, because Mark Andrew isn't playing and he hasn't played, Isaiah likely has been playing really well in his absence. Not up to his caliber. He's been playing really well.
Yes, he has.
So I mean, that's the one bright light I'll say out of all of those injuries. Dub said, your one replacement has played really well. But then even with that, Lamar can literally go back to being a Florida boy at any fucking moment. And just turning the Mark back way.
They got minus 9.5 to Baltimore with the over under being 43.5. 28 degrees out in Baltimore. I don't know, man. I kind of like what the Texans are doing right now. I think they're going to stun the world. I think that's what it's going to be. But like, I believe that with Hamilton playing, if Hamilton's not playing, or like in Humphrey, that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a very big problem. So I mean, even if they play, I think it's going to be one of those close ass games that's going to go all the way to the end. And you're probably looking at, I don't know, maybe a 2-point game, 3-point game, maybe field goal at the end.
A Justin Tucker walk off.
I bet
it on my end.
Well, if it's Justin Tucker at the end, then yes, the Ravens are going over. But it's got to be the Texans at the end. If it's literally going to come down to who has the ball last.
For sure.
I think that's the type of game it's going to be because the Texans' defense is actually very fucking good.
Yes, it is.
They do not get enough credit the way they should. And then
no, they don't.
CJ Stroud, throughout the entire time he has been healthy, he has been lighting everyone up.
He's playing
He
with
was going
confidence.
to be like people. I'm sorry. He was going to be a rookie MVP. That was going to happen had he not gotten hurt. Because with those games that he missed, he still threw for 4,100 yards, 23 touchdowns, and single-digit interceptions. Give him those 3 games, there's no telling what he would have done as a rookie. He's already beaten the rookie numbers as it is now. He would have shattered them, and they probably wouldn't be touched for a long period of time. We would have been looking at a rookie MVP. This kid has no bother in him. I don't think anything that, and don't get me wrong, the Ravens are a really good defense. But I don't think that's going to phase CJ Stroud like at all. There's nothing about the way he plays that tells me that he's going to give a shit about who's across from him.
Now, look, so I'm out. Can I ask y'all a hot take question? Because everyone knows now that Houston deceived Carolina. They know, everyone knows that now.
They deceived Carolina.
They for sure deceived. Right?
They finessed Carolina.
They deceived them. They straight up lied. They straight up lied. That was deceit at its finest. All right. Question. You don't think that same organization that lied to another organization lied about a player that wanted to get up out of there?
So you're calling out the organization for what they did to Deshaun Watson?
Or
Thinking
D-Hop.
it's gonna be, are you saying it's is a possibility that it'll happen to TJ Stroud?
Fuck no. I was saying or D-Hop or Andre Johnson or literally every good player they had on their organization.
Well,
Actually,
I
a
would
very
say,
fair point. I'm not gonna lie.
but then again, but then again, it was Daddy McNair that was owning the team, and now he's passed away, and now the son is now owning the team, and that really hasn't much happened since the son has turned into ownership of the team. Now, if Daddy McNair was still alive and still owning the team, you have a very valid point that you can bring up with that. Absolutely.
See, and that's why, like you guys tell me every time I'm on y'all show, why Mizzle's dad has the same nickname for him. And say it again for me one more time, because I forgot the coach's name.
Oh, McDumbass?
No. Mizzle's dad. What is the nickname Mizzle's dad call you?
So,
Kind of broke up a little bit, though.
Mizzle's dad has called me Cosell for as long as I have known him.
And this is why,
Like,
guys.
I just don't wear the doggone toupee. That's what I ain't gonna do.
Thank God. Thank God you didn't go that route.
No. Once I saw it, I'm like, you know what? Just go cue ball. Just let it just let your light shine.
Full commitment.
That's dope.
I don't know. The Texans have been looking good. I think they're going to shock a lot of people, and I mean, again, the Ravens are very good, and I do not doubt the capabilities of that team, especially one Lamar Jackson. I'm not going to overlook what he's
He's
been doing all year as well.
he is determined. He wants to win a Super Bowl so bad.
Yeah. This is a pissed off Lamar Jackson who, like you said, wants to win. So it's like I said, it's going to be a wild game.
Well, he's pissed off, but he also probably feels vindicated because now they got him in the offense where he's actually able to show his ability as an actual quarterback versus an athlete. This is his first year in this offense, and look at what the fuck they've done. They're the first in the AFC, and he's not hurt.
They drafted Zay Flowers to complement Odell Beckham. I said Zay Flowers was going to be a problem and a nightmare for secondaries, and it's proven that. And not to mention, they're going to activate Dalvin Cook and put him on the roster for tomorrow's game. So now you have him to go with Gus Edwards in the backfield. So there goes those fresh legs that have hardly been used at all this season. So there's another element the Ravens can put in their repertoire on offense.
That's pretty fucking deadly. I completely forgot about Dalvin Cook.
I did not. That's why I say this. I did not. He's gonna be mad as hell too.
What they put him
He's
through
going
with
to
the
run
Jets. Oh my God.
He's going to run angry. He is going to run with a lot of passion. That's for sure.
There's going to be business decisions being made this
You're not wrong.
Saturday.
You're not wrong.
For sure. So, okay, me and Mad Six got the Texans. K, you got the Ravens. Dub.
Justin Tucker on a walk-off field goal. I'm sticking to it. I got the Ravens by a Justin Tucker walk-off field goal.
All right. I think I know where the panel here is going to go. Packers and Niners in Santa Clara. Spread is San Francisco minus 9.5. With the over-under being 50.5. I guess
I'll go first.
go ahead.
So I'm gonna use a song reference, a Bay Area song reference for the first album I ever heard before I even moved to Florida. First complete album by one of the Bay Area legends, E40. And the song starts, it said, Buddha.
What?
So yeah, I'm pretty much picking Swiss cheese, American cheese, cheddar, Munster, Havari, provolone, baby Swiss,
Anything that it, basically anything that involves Steve Urkel's favorite food. Got it.
Can't forget about the canned cheese.
Yep, I knew that. I knew where that was going. But you know what? You know what pissed me off the most? When you sent me that video of the music video that was made, Dub, I don't think you've ever heard me talk about the music videos of the 49ers that happened before the Super Bowl is even won. Usually it's, before the playoffs even happen. Some artist, Bay Area artist somewhere, decides to get on the 49er bandwagon and do a music video. And every time that has happened, we have lost. Now, I am very much a player or a former player that believed in superstition. When I saw shit happen and then other shit happen because of it, can't just be a coincidence. I've said it on this show. I thought our cheerleaders were bad luck in high school. I swear to God, I said it. I said it to them. Every time they cheered, something bad would happen. I said that shit. I was very superstitious about a lot of my, especially the game of football. When I see this, same goddamn thing. The same goddamn thing. Every time they put up a music video, we lose. In some way, shape, or form. Whether it's in the championship or first round knockout, however it is. We can never win a championship when they put out a fucking music video. It pisses me off that they actually did it. So now I have to deal with, especially ESPN members out in fucking Milwaukee, out here calling for Brock Purdy to get smacked and possibly injured because they know they can't fucking beat us without Brock Purdy on the field.
I doubt that.
No, fuck that. That's exactly what that means.
I doubt that.
They are scared of Brock Purdy. They are scared of this team. Whatever they can possibly do to get the advantage, because they don't believe that their team can do it fucking straight up.
That's an
That's
analyst.
the only reason why you would say some shit like that.
Worried about what that man got to say.
Shit like that, saying like, "Oh, if it's worth it, yeah, take the 15-yard penalty." Fuck you. You can't win. You can't win without somebody getting hurt.
And wasn't that Mark Chimera that said that?
Huh?
Wasn't that the former tight end Mark Chimera that said that? Wasn't it?
In ESPN Milwaukee, I don't know who the fuck. I know he was a former player, but I don't remember who the fuck he was.
Yeah, it was Mark Chimera. He used to be the tight end.
Am I supposed to, because I was the tight end, am I supposed to have some sort of respect, especially with that stupid ass type of comment?
Possibly.
Fuck no.
The line you want to be on.
Fuck no.
You want to be an anarchist and you'll respond how you just did.
Hell no. That doesn't change a goddamn thing. I am not an advocate for that type of shit. If you can't win, man up and shut the fuck up. Don't say a goddamn thing. That tells me everything I need to know We are about to wipe the floor with this fucking team
Nope.
and move on to the next round. That
You are-
being said, now when we get to the NFC
Like I said,
Championship
you
game,
come on
hey,
over
I
here.
wanted to bring this up.
Come on over here and smoke a few of these, and you know we'll cry
Oh,
together.
I'm gonna be stress smoking tomorrow. Trust me. Okay. Trust me on that. But hey, I wanted to bring this up because everything that you said last show and the week before that, predicting on how the playoffs are gonna go and how it's gonna shape up, looks more and more every day, and you need to stop with this fucking voodoo shit, man. I'm not cool with you predicting shit to the T like this. Okay?
Hey,
I'm not all right with that. I'm
hey,
not all right
Devin,
with that whatsoever.
I'm coming to Vegas and putting some bets down.
Like I'm
Man, bro,
not liking what I'm seeing right now, okay?
I can't get past you cry, we cry, I cry together. Fuck. Hey, Master, dog, you wild. You wild for that shit, dog. God. Hey, no, for real though, you know y'all cursed because y'all did that dumbass shit earlier. I sent it to you earlier. I don't know if you sent it to Dub, but y'all dropped the theme song. And every time y'all drop a theme song, Josh's theory, literally every time y'all do it, y'all lose. And he has been right 100% of the time. Every time y'all drop a theme song during the playoffs, y'all lose the next game. Every single fucking time. That shit has never failed. And that was the one thing I for sure I paid attention to. That's why I sent that motherfucker and I knew what was gonna be the response. Because the shit that made it even funnier, y'all ain't get nobody a fucking Grammy winner or nobody like that. Y'all got P-Lo. That was a great choice. Y'all got Saweetie. Y'all boys gonna lose fashion. Y'all finna get Jordan Love finna throw for 500. This shit finna get ugly. Hey, I cry, you cry, we cry together, goddamn. That's gotta be episode title, bro. Hey, look, that shit got me in motherfucking tears, bro.
Like this shit is so fucking annoying. Like that's what I was just saying before. I was like, fuck, I really do feel like we're in the same boat, like Kay said before, like putting together with Dallas Cowboys fans. I'm like, this is gonna be that time. We're in that fucking category because everybody acts the same goddamn way. It's
Now
just
let y'all tell it, just because y'all got further, because y'all had a bye, y'all did that much better. But
whoever is saying that, by the way, oh, we got further. We haven't played a game yet, fuckers. Let's have a game first before we start saying that.
my fan base that like to say that.
We got further because we had a bye week. Fuck you. Shut up. Let's play a game first.
Yeah.
We've always said this too, especially on this show. It is actually fucking dangerous to play a team who's coming off momentum, especially the momentum that Green Bay has had coming off of that ass whooping they put up on Dallas.
Well, that's the first game they've had every single player healthy. That's the first time they've all played together this year. That they all been healthy, so and through a 48 no problem. So don't think y'all finna dog walk them.
Hey, I think the reason why y'all fans are celebrating because Bosa and them boys got a little bit more money than the Dallas Cowboys. Because of that bye week, they get that little extra incentive, you know what I'm saying? And then the divisional round, so they get the money for being in the divisional round as well. So I guess that's the reason why you celebrate, because y'all gonna play the same amount of games.
Dub, how do you feel about that theory, Dub? I shouldn't even say it's a theory. It seems more like a fact, but what do you feel about it?
You still have to go out there on the field and you still have to play the game. And the fact of the matter is, the Green Bay Packers, and more specifically Jordan Love, is coming into this game with a lot of confidence. If you're the Niners, if Green Bay happens to punch you in the mouth first, you can't be like the Cowboys and slowly respond. You have to attack it and attack with force. If not, it could end up very well being like it was in Arlington, Texas last week. Possibly not having Dre Greenlaw, that could be a big, big blow. If he does not play, the whole entire defense has to step it up. It's a game like this. This is why you paid for Justin Hargraves. This is why you made the trade for Chase Young. This is why you made the trade for Randy Gregory. It's games like this to where you put all that money invested into this defensive line. This is where they have to step up and, in a sense, carry the defense because the secondary is still suspect. And you can't let Dobbs and you can't let Watson, you cannot let them get free downfield. Otherwise, Jordan Love will eat you. However, Green Bay's hurting on defense. So if you can have a balanced attack with McCaffrey, with Kittle, with Ayuk and Samuel, I think this particular game, I think this is where George Kittle has a big game, catching the ball wise. Because he really hasn't been utilized in the past game. I think this is where he has a big game right here. Like I said, Purdy's not going to be afraid. He's not going to be afraid of the moment. But with that said, taking care of the football is high priority. But the Niners are playing for a cause, and I think they'll be too focused, and I think they're not going to lose sight because, like I said, as much people want to throw shade on the Niners and talk bad about them, only the Chiefs and the Niners in the last 5 years are the only two teams that can say they've been in the Final Four, meaning their losses have either occurred in a Super Bowl or in a conference championship game. Only the Chiefs can say they've been there. So I expect them to be a part of Final Four again, obviously, because that's my team. Would it shock me if Green Bay? Would it shock me if Green Bay perhaps pulls an upset? No, because like I said, the Cowboys, Giants, and Packers are playoff enemies 1A through C. When it comes to playoff heartbreak of being a Niner fan, those three teams have caused us the most playoff heartbreak in our adult lives and teenage lives being Niner fans. But I think this team is too focused. I think this team is not going to lose sight. And I think they're going to come out ready to play. I really think they might just really bash Green Bay in the mouth because the Niners are playing with something to prove, even if they are being the one seed. I think they're playing with something to prove. And I just really think you're going to see the offense just at full repertoire on tomorrow night. I just do.
All right, I got to get this joke off. So from the great state of Ohio, Dub, for the Niners making it to the Final Four that many times, we'd like to give y'all our coveted participation trophy. As soon as I heard you say it, that was the first thing my mind went to, I swear.
I would like to present our coveted participation
That's
trophy.
funny. That's funny right there. I don't care who you are. That's funny. That is funny.
I wanted to ask you this. Would you rather lose in championship game situations, either NFC, AFC championship, or the Super Bowl, or get bounced in the first round? Like, what hurts more? What's worse?
I mean, losing in the playoffs is never fun. But it's like if you're losing to the championship game or you lose in the championship game, it always hurts. It always hurts because you were right there. You're on the cusp of it. I mean, for me, still one of the biggest losses for me as an Hunter fan. And I was a little boy. For me, it's still the 1987 divisional round loss to the Vikings, where Anthony Carter torched the Niners for 10 catches for 227 yards. I remember that game vividly because that was the game where Bill Walsh did the unthinkable and benched Montana in a playoff game. And here comes Steve Young. And, Steve Young tries to rally as the troop. They end up still losing 36-24. But the thing I remember most about that game, it just seemed like no matter what the hell Wade Wilson threw up, it just seemed like Anthony Carter just caught everything. And the funny thing about that is he didn't even score a touchdown in that game. But it hurt so bad because that 87 Niner team was so doggone good. They went 13-2. That was the year that Jerry Rice caught 22 touchdowns in less games at the time. That set the record before, obviously, Randy Moss broke the record. But that loss, still hurts because the fact that, the Vikings had no business beating us on that particular day, but it was any given game. And like I said, some people thought that Bill Walsh lost his touch, and you're thinking, well, dang, he benched Joe. Here comes Steve, and of course, here came the 4-year quarterback controversy that was between Steve and Joe. But that loss just to think about. But losing in a championship game is always hurts more because, like I said, you are on the precipice there. And like I said, last year sucked because we had a quarterback. Then the year before that, or 2 years ago against the Rams, or the year before that against the Rams, you're up 10. Matthew Stafford basically throws a punt, and Jaquiski Tartt drops the doggone ball. Then, of course, you're up 10 in Super Bowl 54, and you let Tyreek Hill go free on 3rd and 15, and then, of course, Garoppolo overthrows Emmanuel Sanders. So, I mean, you've been knocking on the door. You've been on the cusp all this time. And, I mean, there's some things about our head coach that we don't like, and you and I have gone verbatim and discussed things of why he has a hard time finishing with his clock management. Now, it's to the point to where, and it's almost how I feel about the Bills and the Chiefs, to where how the Bills pissed and moaned and bitched and complained about how they never got the chance to touch the ball in overtime against the Chiefs. Well, they got those rules changed. So now for the Bills, there's no more excuses. You now have the Chiefs in your house. There's no more excuses. For the Niners, I feel like, okay, you kept saying that last year, didn't have no quarterback. Who knows what could happen? Okay. Everything's in place now. You have home field. You win. The winner of Detroit and Tampa Bay has got to come to your house at Great America at Gene Stadium. So now there's no excuse. Okay, Purdy is healthy, has played well all year long. EIO. There's no excuse now. So now you have to get it done. So anything short of a Super Bowl appearance in Las Vegas would be considered a failure, in my opinion. And I'm not even talking about winning the Super Bowl. I'm just talking about making an appearance.
Well, I'll go the step further because I have been one at the receiving end of these two assholes the entire time.
I know.
With all the bullshit that's been going on with all of these losses. Okay. And two, dealing with it and seeing it and recognizing everything that it is pissed me off to the point where what we have right now, if we're not hoisting up a Lombardi at the end of the fucking year, it's a goddamn failure. Because if you look at it, the team we have right now is not going to be the same team next year and the year after that.
You're correct.
There's going to be cap room decisions and everything that need to be made. People are going to be let go. It is not going to be the same team. This is the best chance we fucking have of hoisting a Lombardi. And if it can't be done, it further validates everything that these two have been saying. I need at least one time in my lifetime, or at least on this show, to where I can be able to lap at these two for a whole 2 hours straight. I need to be able to do that. Now, will it happen? Well, the way things are turning out, it's a good possibility. But at the end of the day, there are certain factors and certain things going on where I
As long as you're a Niner fan, it ain't happening, my friend.
Look, I'm gonna tell you in the great words, Nunu, ain't gonna happen.
Nope.
like like Mastic said, I still have that feeling. I'm on the fucking couch next to him.
Yeah. You can fly on out here too, Dub. I got an extra spot on the other side too.
No, I still, unfortunately, my A7 duties confine me to still be in Vegas. So
yeah.
I still got it. I mean, even while Championship Sunday is going on, I'll be doing Championship Sunday for A7 for Fall Raw. So I mean,
Yeah.
I'll be watching on the iPad in silent, but I'll be having 2 games to call on Championship Sunday and on Pro Bowl Sunday. So there you go.
He meant on that loser's couch, Dub. It was a metaphoric. Come sit next to me. I mean, I
That's
feel
why
you,
they
though.
play the game.
I feel you though. Make sure you guys go check out the A7FL on all of your streaming platforms available for the A7FL. If we can get some help with that, Dub, because I don't remember what is the streaming outside.
All right, so we are back obviously for week 5 on Fall Brawl. So all 3 games this week. If you live locally in Las Vegas, you can watch them live on Fox 5.2 and Cox Channel 125, all a part of the Silver State Sports Entertainment Network, and of course, Caffeine TV and A7FL.TV on YouTube is where you can watch for those not in Vegas. So this week, last week of the Fall Brawl season, then of course the 28th is the 2 playoff games, which will all be on Fox 5.2 and Caffeine and A7FL.TV, and the championship game for Fall Brawl, which is February the 4th, 1 game, of course, same outlets, Fox 5.2, Caffeine TV, and A7FL.TV. And then, of course, we break, and then the 10th anniversary season starts on March the 24th when the defending champions, the Insomniacs, open up their season against the Las Vegas Force. As of course, the schedule has been busted out for everybody on the 3-1 podcast. Of course, shout outs to our friends Matt, Rob, and Corey for doing what they do, and glad to see them back on the 3-on-1 podcast, rightfully so, because they were missed. And not to mention, this weekend is also Mizzle's birthday, which is actually on Sunday. Shout out to Mizzle, which I know he's watching, and also spending time with his wife, but it is his birthday weekend, so happy birthday, my guy.
Yeah, happy birthday.
But of course, that will
I know we got an early birthday present with AP being a coach, so good for him. That's a sign of a good weekend.
Yeah.
It's form.
Which by the way, you can also check out tonight's episode of the Muslim Dove Show coming up after the JAFFOs. So stick around and watch Mizzle's happiness and jumping for joy and singing along with the Hallelujah chorus as AP gets the interim tag dropped and becomes the head man in Las Vegas.
Buccaneers, Lions. Yeah, I know where you're going. And your prophecy may come true.
No,
but
I'll do your thing, and then I'm gonna give you the reasons why we're gonna win.
Well, I think I'm gonna go with Detroit because I don't want your prophecy to come true. And plus, I like what they've been doing, and I think
No. You can't.
no.
I'm a hate first, and then, but I mean they are kind of good, so it ain't like I'm really hating. I'm kind of not hating. Like I'm not really hating. No, you fully fucking hating, Josh. That is what your fucking basis is off of, and you spoke your truth originally.
No, I mean, I again, I am realizing and I'm seeing things line up in a certain way, but that doesn't mean I'm not hoping that you're fucking wrong. I'm hoping to God that you're wrong. Like, That's my point in the whole thing. That's what I'm saying. I'm definitely going for Detroit in hopes that you're wrong, but I would not be surprised if it goes the other way.
I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna get a his and hers Oklahoma Sooner shit sent to your house. So your wife's not excluded from this situation. Shit, I might get some fucking goddamn one for your cat and your goddamn dog. Like they got pet paraphernalia too. Don't get it twisted.
You know what's funny?
Oh,
You know what's funny? She would the shit that I have been giving her this whole season. She'd probably wear it proudly.
Yeah, fucker. I know that because a lot of your takes, you was like, oh, your own mom sleeping on the couch all season. I tried to save you multiple games. Yeah, fuck it. The couch is fine. I don't mind sleeping on. I'm like, whoa, this man tripping. So I know off camera, he probably giving his wife a little bit of shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, his and hers. And she gonna make sure your shit clean too. Every time you try to throw away. No. You know, make sure it's clean. Make sure it's fucking nice and pressed. So every time she wear hers, hey, where's the burgundy one?
That picture is gonna be worth a billion words.
Hey,
Matt,
man, we're gonna get you something too. We gonna all stand there like a crew in Oklahoma gear. I'm gonna tag Baker. I'm gonna put a video next to that motherfucker too. I'm gonna definitely put that shit on Twitter. I'm tagging Baker and the whole crew. And I'm gonna let it be known. I'm a Miami fan, straight out the gate through and through. But we had to do this because you know what I'm saying. I've been telling this man because he's one of your biggest haters. You hear me?
Yeah. Matt, who you got in this one?
I'm gonna go with Tampa. I think Tampa's gonna beat the Lions. The Lions are good; they're playing good, but Baker Mayfield, he playing some pretty good ball right now. So
They got Detroit -6 with the over-under being 49.5. Dub, who you got?
truthfully speaking, this game has been really, really tough to pick because I really think it's an evenly matched game. Even though I know they're giving Detroit -6 at home, but at times can be in a very giving mood. And if the Tampa 2 can get pressure like they did on Hurts Monday night and force Jared Goff to make bad throws, that can be to Tampa's advantage. Can Aiden Hutchinson get some assistance on the pass rush on Baker Mayfield? That's going to be a key. Because I think Amon St. Brown and Mike Evans, I think they're just going to get theirs just because they're both two studs. I just think that's just a well-known fact. It's can the complementary pieces surrounding those two particular superstars, can they contribute? Can Rashad White be a factor out of the run in the pass? Can Auden have another solid game like he did against the Eagles in the tight end position? Can the Bucks contain Sam Laporta, who's been a fantastic tight end this season as a rookie? It's all going to come down to those things. If the Lions, can they impose their will in the running game with Montgomery and with Gibbs? This is going to be a big test because trying to run against Vita Vea is not exactly the easiest thing to do in the world, and that is a run-stuffing machine. And if he is stuffing the run with Montgomery and Gibbs and making Goff throw the ball more than he wants to, that could be a problem. Like I said, Goff at times has been in a giving mood and can be turnover prone. However, with that said, I can see both teams winning this game, but I just think that crowd inside Ford Field will just play a huge, huge factor like they did against the Rams and Matt Stafford. I know that was more of an emotional game. This game will not be as emotional. I think both teams will come and focus. I think it'll be a close game. I'll say maybe the Lions by a field goal, but I would not be surprised one bit if Tampa Bay does pull off the upset because, like I said, as my good friend Hammer would say, if Reagan Mayfield shows up, that might be a problem for Detroit.
Go Lions. Goddamn. I'm going to be rooting for him big time.
All right. So
Let's
this
see.
is the reason why we're gonna win the game. Because
Huh?
I was letting y'all all get all your stuff, and I know Dub was gonna give a unbiased analysis because we're not gonna get that from the other Niner fan at all. But I'm gonna say this: the reason why we're gonna win the game is because, like Dub and Hammer mentioned on Dub and Mizzle show, make sure y'all check them out. I don't know what days y'all come on because y'all are sporadic as shit. So after every game, just make sure y'all go check on YouTube. They probably on. They're probably
Well,
gonna.
we will definitely be doing a show tomorrow and Sunday to cover the playoff games. And like I said, after we get off the air with you guys, Mizzle and I will be live on the air. So if you want to come join us, come join us. Be it on StreamYard, be it on both our Facebooks and IG and all that fun stuff. So like I said, me and Mizzle will be on having shows the next 3 days. Yes, we are spread because normally, because of Mizzle's work schedule, we normally do the late night edition because we're night owls. So
Right.
That's just what's happened. But
Yeah,
go ahead and continue your point.
just give the fans a little insight, as you know what I mean. Just make sure y'all go check them out on YouTube, man. It's a great show. You guys are very informative, as you can tell from Dub. He gonna give you the stats. He's gonna give you the stats and the history, and Mizzle is gonna give you some history and stats as well. But he's gonna jump off that top turnbuckle way faster than Dub is. So, all right. So this is the reason why we're going to win. Reagan did show up this past Monday, and the reason why I say that because Reagan really could have had 500 yards. Mike Evans dropped a bunch of passes.
Yes, he did.
A bunch of passes.
Yes, he did.
They could really. He had 335. The man literally could have had 500 yards, bro. He literally could have had 500 yards.
And y'all could have put up easily a 40 burger.
50, really.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So, and I feel like a lot of confidence came out of Rachaad White having his first starting job in the playoffs, completely going the right way with a good offensive line. I can't say decent, they're good. A good offensive line. Everybody's playing and clicking together. No one's hurt like that. Like everybody's banged up, but they're not like hurt. You know what I'm saying? So we're playing really well. That was first point. Second point, Jared Goff can't run.
No.
He is not fast.
He cannot.
A nail person on our defense, even the white guys. Anthony Nelson, big boy. I forgot my boy name. I messed up his last name, number 96. He be getting them sneaky sacks. You know what I'm saying? And to Dove's point, they're not going to run the ball. And the other name I want to say on the other side of that wall next to Vita Vea is that boy Cansey, the youngster, the rookie. That boy been balling. He's on the top of the list for tackles for loss for rookies. So that's a point. That's a big point. Then Yaya Diaby, bro. Third in rookie in sacks, bro. And he didn't even start.
One of the quietest rookie solid years you'll never hear of.
7.5 sacks.
Very, very quiet.
And he was killing. He's killing now. He's gaining more confidence. He's learning so much. And as far as the little Porter point, because I want to bring that up too. You hit all of my points, though. Goddamn, I feel like I'm refuting everything you're saying. It's like I'm debating you, but you literally hit all of my points. So Laporta, every time we play a team that has like a dominant tight end like that, we just did it against Philly. We did it against Kansas City in the Super Bowl. They put Levante David on him. He is a complete shadow cover that whole game. So Levante David,
There's that X factor on that defense for sure.
You see what I'm saying? And he can definitely cover because he's showing it year in and year out. 13 of them things. So, and even at this late in his career, he's still covering fuckers at a high level like this. So that's really a big key. I do feel like their DBs, like their fucking pass defense, is amazing. Aiden Hutchinson is amazing. So I will give them that credit. The problem is Aiden Hutchinson going to be going against the All-Pro Super Bowl champion in Tristan Wirfs. Yeah, that's the one-on-one matchup. That shit ain't
And
sliding.
that is a key matchup to watch for sure. Yes, definitely.
That shouldn't be fun.
That shit ain't sliding. Tristan ain't sliding like that. Because again, tell me when Tristan just getting his ass whooped every fucking play. You don't even have a montage of Tristan getting his ass whooped like that. That ain't happening. Aiden ain't had enough fucking snaps. You see what I'm saying? That's why I feel like that's where it's gonna come to play. Aiden ain't had enough snaps. For real. Tristan has. He's made it to the Super Bowl and he's won. You see what I'm saying? So he's had enough snaps and he's moved to the other side and still I feel like he got snubbed. But he's played well. He's played well for sure. So I'll say that's another key. As far as like I was saying about their pass defense and their DBs, yeah, that boy Jacobs, he's nice, bro. That boy be getting picks. Like people forget about him. He's nice, bro. And they got a few guys that's up there on that defense. And like I said, in the defense department, they're really good. The only issue is, yeah, I feel like our others is gonna play well. Because if you see what David Moore did to Darius Slay and that what it was like 56-yard touchdown, if y'all watch that, he really loosened that knee up for Slay to go out. It wasn't too much longer when Darius Slay was out that game. Because David Moore, when I tell you, he shook him back to Brunswick, Georgia. That's why I met him at, and that's why I know he's from there because he told me because I met him in Brunswick. So that was like a reference why I knew he was where he was from. So yeah, but he shook the shit out of him. He fell to the ground to his knees. Y'all go check out that play. He killed him. And David Moore is gonna play well. I'm actually have a lot of confidence that the fact of they're gonna try to take away Mike and Chris like everybody does, but they don't have enough. You see what I'm saying? Like if we go to an extended package and they got to go to a dime, you don't have enough. See what I'm saying? Like we got guys in Devin Thompson and Trey Palmer that's faster than all of your DBs, and that's number 4 and 3. I mean, 4 and at this point David done moved up, so probably 5 and 3. You see what I'm saying? So those two guys are faster than all of your defense. So they have a real issue on their hands, and Baker is jailed with those boys. It's like the camaraderie is there. Like Detroit has that same camaraderie, but like I said, Jared Goff can't run. Baker can. Baker will tuck that shoulder and run over your damn linebacker to score a touchdown. Because he done it. Jared, on the other hand, he's thrown a mighty many games. But the last time we played them, everybody was hurt.
Well, it is a rematch from when the Lions did win 20-6, but obviously it won't be that type of score, I don't think, for sure. I mean, it could be the most intriguing match of the whole weekend, given that these two are former division rivals, because for a long time they were rivals in the old NFC North, the old NFC Central. So, and this is the second time that these two teams have met in the playoffs. So there's that for a little game inside the game.
I don't like this at all, Kay. I don't like this at all. Chiefs, Bills. Chiefs, Bills. They're in Buffalo, in Orchard Park.
Chiefs.
Chiefs?
Fuck, they just won a game in -27. The fuck? the fucking Elements was like playing against 50 dudes, bro. What are you talking about? Playing against 11 motherfuckers ain't going to be shit. It was in -27. Pat cracked his helmet. Yo, the Chiefs. Fucking Chiefs, dude.
They're in 20 now. It's not in the negatives anymore. The weather's going to be better.
That shit, they're going to be in basketball shorts pregame. They're going to be in hoop shorts pregame out there warming up. Motherfuckers going to have no shirt.
Ooh, it's warm out here.
Bro, did you see the video when they pulled the water bottle, it was a smart water, out of the cooler into the element,
Yeah.
and it froze immediately?
It froze immediately. Yeah, that was insane. Like,
Bro.
it was liquid. It was solid liquid in the freezer. You take it out. Whoa.
And they had to play a game in that, bro.
They said 15 people went to the hospital with like hypothermia. I was like, well, I think I know who it was because they made it very clear on television to point out what fans were not wearing shirts while out there in that weather. So I'm pretty certain I know who left that field with hypothermia because that's just that's just not thinking clearly. That's just kind of dumb. Um, to be honest with you, it's okay to be a fan, but at least be smart about it. That's just, I mean, toughed it out all the way to the end, but that's just you saw most of them. You can see that like how red they were getting. But I mean, Bill's Mafia now. I don't know, man. I think
Hey, look,
I
I got so much respect for Chiefs Kingdom, bro. Because as a
I
player, I would want to play in that. As a fan, I would be watching that shit on fucking TV. Ain't no way in
You are
hell
not.
house.
You could not pay me enough.
Seriously, I'm
oh,
telling you. To be a fan. Now, if I had to work that game, now, just think of the reporters. Holy shit. The reporters of that game. They need the cameramen need raises immediately. Everybody that worked that game that wasn't a player need a raise, bro. If they got to stand out there.
Yeah, and that was the game that was streamed on Peacock. So for you to have that, so you that paid to watch that stream, I mean, the people of Peacock, you're brave. You're brave.
yeah, people took the free trial, watched the game, got off of it. That's what most people do. Just make up another email, people. They do it all the time. Shit.
You know, I don't know if they could do that so quickly before they watch the Ted series. I seen a couple clips of the Ted series, bro. I was in tears.
Bro, that shit was one of the funniest.
No, not the movie. It's a TV
I
series.
know the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh shit, I never seen it. You saw it already?
The show?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Peter Griffin is the voice of Ted, by the way.
Yeah.
Adam McFarlane.
That show is basically real life Family Guy. It is. Some of the things that are said in that is ridiculous.
Bro, I was in tears. I seen the one clip when he was like, I will say something at the assembly. I will ask a question at the assembly. She was like, what? It's like, I'll ask a question at the assembly. Long story short, the principal was like, get the fuck out of here before I beat your ass myself. Bro, I was in tears, bro. I was in tears.
I don't
But
know.
yeah,
I kind of think the Bills, because I don't think the Chiefs receivers are good enough.
that ain't what it's about. The Chiefs receivers weren't good enough last week either. I'll tell you right now, they more mentally tough coming in this game. Watch the Bills implode. The Bills gonna implode by third quarter, mid third quarter. They're gonna implode.
If they lose this game, do you think Stephon Diggs is?
He gone for sure.
Well, not just him. I mean, do you have to put Sean McDermott's job on the line also? Because, I mean, you fired your OC and Ken Dorsey because the offense was underachieving. Then you cut some breaks to catch the number 2 seed, which is why I said the Bills have no more excuses because, like I said, you moan and complain and cry to get the overtime rules changed for the playoffs, which you did because you didn't touch the ball to where you couldn't stop them in 13 seconds because you decided to kick the ball and not squib it the last time y'all played in the playoffs, which is why I said there's no more excuses for the Bills. You have to get it done because the one thing the Chiefs have not proven under this run is can they win in January on the road? All of their playoff run has been in the friendly confines of Arrowhead. They've not been on the road. So this is their first road test in the playoffs. Yes, I know they have the playoff experience. Yes, I know this is the best Chiefs defense they've had under this run. And yes, this is not the same offense that they're used to going up there and outscoring everybody. The Bills beat them earlier this season in Arrowhead. Can they maintain that same momentum? I don't know. However, Josh Allen doesn't need to be the leading rusher and passer. Just be the leading passer and feed James Cook the football and utilize your tight ends, because L'Jarius Sneed and Stephon Diggs, that is going to be the matchup to watch one-on-one with those two, watching two of the best do what they do. And, whoever comes out with that matchup, you just tip your cap and go on to the next play. I am simply picking the Bills for this standpoint is the fact that, again, this is why you wanted home field advantage. This is the team that you wanted. There's no more excuses. You have to get it done. Either get it done or you start over, because Sean McDermott, you've been knocking on the door the last few years. 4 straight years you have won the AFC East. And I think they've only gotten to one. I don't think the Bills have even gotten to one conference championship game in this run. So, Bills, they always talk about circle the wagons. Well, you need a circle, and you need to get it done. There's no more excuses. So, the ball is on your side of the field, Bills.
Mad Six, who you got?
Definitely going with the Bills. Tired of seeing the Chiefs.
He's like, all right, I'm just
There's
the
that,
same old stuff.
and there's that too.
But then in true fashion, the Bills always make it, even when they did make it to the Super Bowl, they still lost. So, but it would just be still nice to see some new teams in the Super Bowl. But
This is still the franchise that went to 4 straight. 4 straight.
I don't think the Bills would be able to get past Houston if they had to play each other. So I see Houston. I think Houston gonna win the AFC. Houston gonna play for a Super Bowl this year.
Wow.
That's my prediction for the whole thing. Houston and Green Bay for the Super Bowl.
Green Bay.
Yep. Oh no, they can't be. Yeah. Houston and Green Bay. Yeah. It's my prediction.
Hey, Massey is loaded over there. I swear to Lord he is.
It must be.
He gotta be, because ain't no way in hell the Green Bay beat y'all. They not beating us, so I don't know what he over there. Hey, look.
Yeah, they gonna beat y'all.
No, sir. Hey, look, I'll say this. It's interesting that Doug brought up Snead, because Snead pressed the man to Cancun, and he admitted it himself. So I feel like that was beautiful. That is a great matchup to watch.
If he puts Diggs on his ass too, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Come to the top line. I'm losing my shit with you. Yeah, any moment that man press him to anything, I'm gonna lose my shit. And I promise you, Tyreek gonna say something.
Oh, he is. You know he is.
He's like, I'm glad.
Has to be Stephon Diggs. He needs to put Stephon Diggs on his ass the same way that he did Tyreek Hill, and I that's just immortalized at that point. I think to go back-to-back weeks, putting the star receiver on the ass and winning the game because of it.
They would easily call him the press king after that game.
You think Stephon Diggs pulls Kevin Durant and goes to the Chiefs after this year if they lose?
Ooh.
Joins the team that
he could never get past. Ooh. And Dub, they did go to the conference championship once. That was the one game that Stephon Diggs was standing there and he was crying on the sideline. That was
okay. I thought they did, but I wasn't too sure.
Yeah, that was the one game he was standing there and he was crying and shit.
But thank you for confirming that for me.
Yeah, I remember that one distinctively because the Chiefs went to, and that's when they played y'all.
Oh fuck, Super Bowl 54.
So yeah, I didn't go to the full extent of saying they beat y'all in a comeback fashion. I just said they played y'all.
No, I'm still saying fuck 3rd and 15. Fuck Kyle Shanahan for stop giving Raheem Mostert and Deebo Samuel the ball in jet sweeps and runs. Fuck
we
Kyle
stopped running the
Shanahan's
football. Very simple.
Okay, fuck Kyle Shanahan for not. not sticking to your game plan, you idiot.
Well, I
Okay.
mean, he was being himself technically.
Well, still, you
Right.
stop giving Raheem Mostert the football. You stop doing jet sweeps of Debo Samuel because the Chiefs had no answer for that. But
While at the
digress.
same time being at the press conference going, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, that's his MO, because he had Deontay Foreman or Freeman in the Super Bowl against the Patriots. He stopped feeding him. So I mean, that's his MO.
Yeah. The one time you don't take a page from your dad. Take a page from your dad. He kept giving Terrell Davis the football in Super Bowl 32. And guess what happened? John Elway finally got a ring. And Terrell Davis got Super Bowl MVP.
Oh my!
But again,
It's
Okay,
okay for
back to-
somebody else other than the quarterback to get the Super Bowl MVP, you fucks. Make the right decision.
Hold on, Dub just cracked it right now. Kyle Shanahan is literally trying to show his dad that he can do it without listening to his game plan.
It's stupid.
I mean, y'all doing dumbass shit.
Not wrong. Still stupid.
this is okay. This is
Trying to
what I've
do it out
always
of
said.
spite that you don't want to be
This is-
proven like, I
this is-
don't want to be
this
like
is-
my dad.
This is
What the
this is what
fuck?
I've always said. Okay, you look at every Super Bowl winning head coach with 2+ rings, and there's only a handful. But I will always, I always go to these names. I always say Lombardi, Knoll, Walsh, Shula, Landry, Flores, Gibbs, Jimmy Johnson. You don't think if the run game is working, they're going to stop running the football? Hell of a fuck no, they are not. Especially Chuck Noll and Tom Landry.
Well, we have CMC now. You kind of have to feed him. You
Well,
have
don't
to
feed him
make sure that train is rolling.
Don't run him into the ground.
Don't
but
run him into
utilize-
the ground, no, but you need to make sure that at least he's,
Oh yeah, no,
warm
make the
enough to
Packers
keep fluid.
make the Packers understand, just like the Packers did with the Cowboys, and let them know that Aaron Jones was coming all day every day. They have to do the same thing with the Packers because, like I said, the Packers are missing some players on defense, and you gotta let them know, hey, 23 is coming at you. We're gonna run behind 71. We're gonna run behind 65 and see if you can stop it. So what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal there, and to run this play in the alley.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if Jair Alexander go up there for the coin toss, y'all losing.
Why is that?
It was a reference to what was like week 15 when he went up there as an extra man for the coin toss and they won. And it was a penalty. You remember that? He was from Carolina. He was like, I don't know why they ain't have me do it because I'm from Carolina. This is my city.
No, I do not remember that.
What? That was this season. That was Green Bay versus Carolina. Green Bay had an extra person go up for this the coin toss, and it was Jair Alexander as a captain. They had one more captain than the other team. They won the toss, but then they end up catching it like at the end of the game, obviously. For whatever reason, the ref standing right there didn't count the goddamn players.
So because they had one extra player to go to the coin toss?
Yeah, Jair Alexander walked up there on his own. He wasn't appointed captain that week. He just went up there because he was from Carolina for the coin toss. And he called the toss. And he won the toss.
This might be a different situation.
I'm surprised you don't
He's
remember
not from San Francisco. He doesn't want to stick it to San Francisco like that. Well, he probably does.
It was a callback. It was just
The last time we played Jair Alexander and the rest of that defense, Raheem Mostert ran for historic numbers.
Damn, it's crazy. He's gone.
Yeah, so, and this is CMC, who is, let's be honest, not as fast as Mostert, no, but a better player than Mostert. Um,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna wood because I don't wish it for him, but again, he was in Carolina.
even at Carolina, he was putting up numbers when he wasn't hurt. He didn't have a good offensive line that time.
That's true too.
Huge question. When was he not hurt?
Huh?
Don't really drive a Honda, but I'll repeat it for you. When was he not hurt in Carolina?
Yeah. He was almost tagged injury prone in Carolina.
Almost.
Pretty much, yes.
I mean, until
But
he
he can't. And he
1 year for the Niners healthy, he's still injury prone, bro.
but
He got to finish this year and maybe next year before we be like, all right, he ain't injury prone.
so okay, but the entire time he's been with San Francisco,
Been 1 year.
been 2 years now. He's had all last year. He had all last year and that half a year when he came from Carolina.
That shit don't count.
So pretty much like 2.5 years he's been here already.
No. That first half year that shit don't fucking count. So like I said, he got to play this year and maybe next year for he to lose that goddamn injury prone status. I said 3 years. He has to do the rest of this year and next year. That fucking first half don't count.
So the same amount of years that he was basically hurt, he needs to surpass that by 1 year.
Say what?
They said he needs 3 years, so he was hurt for 2 years. So if he needs to be not injury prone for 3 years, he's given that he needs to be not injury prone for 1 extra year than he got hurt.
Bro, he was hurt every year he was in Carolina.
Not every year. He played a full year his rookie year and then after that he was played half a year. He at least played games.
Are you looking at the stats?
Let me see real quick. Because I think with him, there wasn't a time where like he missed the entire year.
Man,
He most likely played at least half of the games every year he was in Carolina.
hurt. I mean, he hurt. Which half is he playing? Is he playing the first half or the second half? He hurt.
Probably most likely the first half he's playing.
That's my point.
Let me clarify it. He's been in the league 7 years.
I'm not saying he's sorry. He just be getting hurt because people be overusing him. And the thing is,
he stay healthy and everything. He can run all over this team.
That's true, but this team also can fucking goddamn whoop his ass like they did Dallas. That defense was way better than people think. Like, granted it was Dallas, but some boys had a heavy defensive job against them. They had sixes and all kind of shit.
So in Carolina, he played all 16 games the first 3 years. And then in 2000, he played 3 games. In 2001, he played 7 games. In 2022, he played 6 games. But that's when he finished off the year. So 2022, he played all 17 games because he played the first 6 with Carolina and finished off the 11 games. So he's really only been hurt 2 years out of the entire time. That was 2000 and 2021.
Well, you keep saying
healthy ever since
2020, but here's the thing. You keep forgetting they also had Cam Newton and they went to the playoffs.
What does that have to do with the fact of the whole injury prone tag? He was only held 2 years out of his entire 7-year career. So 5 out of the 7-year career that makes him injury prone?
Right now. They wasn't like they was going to the Super Bowl like that, but they was making it to
It doesn't
Yeah.
regardless of where they were going, the whole point of the argument is you're saying that Christian McCaffrey is injury prone. 5 out of the 7 years that he's been in the league, he has played all games.
playoffs.
That is injury prone.
Probably included. The game count is probably including playoffs. That is what I'm trying to get you to understand. They're probably including playoffs with the game count. He probably played all the games.
16.
Okay.
Those are 16 games played. Okay, they're talking about the regular season.
Okay, they played the games. Fine. That's fine. The
He
man
played a full year is what I'm trying to tell you. 5 out of the 7 years he played a full year. So how does that make him injury prone?
Easy.
Go on.
That was it.
Easy? That's the argument? Easy?
Yeah.
Well, apparently it's not that easy.
It is.
How? 5 out of 7 years in the league, you played the full season and he's injury prone? That doesn't make any sense.
It don't. Nothing makes sense in San Francisco.
The first half of the season, he played with Carolina. He was fully healthy in Carolina, then came to us and was fully healthy ever since.
Here you go.
What do we? That's not injury prone, okay? 5 out of 7 years is not injury prone. And when I ask you how is that injury prone, and your argument is the word easy,
yeah, I said
that's,
easy, yeah.
that's horrible.
I said after that, I said nothing makes sense in San Francisco.
What do you mean that makes sense in San Francisco? What?
I said nothing makes sense in San Francisco. That's what I just said. We recap what I was saying. I was just telling you what I said.
I'm still not hearing.
I mean, if you're waiting on something,
Right, because it doesn't make any sense to me.
Again, I'm telling you, nothing makes sense in San Francisco. You'll see.
So you're saying it's bound to happen, is what you're saying.
Nothing makes sense in San Francisco, bro.
Okay, that's not a fucking argument. That doesn't make it. That makes no sense. That argument makes no sense. How are you back on our level now? Because that made no fucking sense whatsoever.
Oh.
The argument of nothing makes sense in San Francisco, that makes no fucking sense, Kay.
You're right.
Holy shit, it's just trolling at its finest right now, is what it is. And by the way, we're going back to the Bills and Chiefs. Jesus Christ, how far off course we got off of that one. Kay had the Chiefs, I had the Bills. Matt 6, you had the Bills, and Dub, I believe you had the Bills as well.
Correct. Yes.
Correct. Okay. So I mean, the divisional round at this point in time, again, I'm going to be like stressing the fuck out tomorrow because there are too many things that point me in the wrong direction of what I feel like I'm about to see this weekend. And it's upsetting me to no extent. But I hope at least getting past this round I can breathe a little bit easier. Dub?
Look at it this way. While you're watching the game, I'll be watching the game while I'm on live with Chris from 5 to 6, which you can catch on YouTube, Talking Ish with Dub and Chris. We'll be live during the actual Niner Packer game, talking about the playoffs. So you want to talk about being a wreck? I'm gonna be a wreck while doing a show doing like this at the TV. So
yeah.
But catch me and Chris here from 5 to 6 on Saturdays, Talking Ish with Dub and Chris on Vegas Hype Media on YouTube. Just two guys talking ish. Shout out to my boy Chris Bear, who is still suffering with his Cowboys losing and the fact that Mike McCarthy is back in Arlington for another season.
Makes no sense whatsoever.
Jerry Jones is the problem. He can't get out of his own way. Jimmy Johnson is laughing his fucking ass off right now. He is saying karma is a motherfucker, isn't it, old man? Attaboy. Just bad decisions out there in Dallas. I love it. I love seeing it. Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you guys for hanging out with us on this Friday. And we'll see you guys again next Tuesday, where again, Big Rob is going to, what was that? Sorry.
That was the stinger, supposedly.
That was a stinger on repeat. Sorry. That's what I meant to go with right there. Shit. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with us on this Friday. Coming Tuesday, remember, Big Rob has set out the challenge for everybody on the Insomniacs or in the A7FL West to come on Tuesday on the second hour and have a nice little good old debate, because I'm telling you, he's ready for it. So appreciate you guys for hanging out with us on this Friday. We'll see you guys on Tuesday, and also for the A7FL recap at the end on Sunday night. It's going to be a long one. We appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. For myself, JP, for the 610 Beast from the Southeast, Mr. Country K, from the best DJ in the entire world, DJ Mad 6, for Dev Alvarez from the Mizzle and Dev Show, the other side of the ball. We'll see you guys next time.
Go Niners.